Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto adopts Scootaloo in My Little Pony. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Hussbek and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Prologue. The Dimensional Rebirth. On a stormy day, at a waterfall with two tall statues facing each other at opposite ends. Two boys face off at both ends of the waterfall. On the left was Sasuke Uchiha, the last of the Uchiha and wielder of the Sharingan. His clan was killed by his elder brother and swore to avenge his clan by killing his brother. He was a member of Squad 7 in the Hidden Leaf village until he defected from the village to join Orochimaru, a rogue ninja, in order to gain power upon receiving the curse mark. But is currently obstructed by his teammate. On the right was Naruto Uzumaki, the pariah of the village and the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox. The fourth Hokage sealed the nine-tailed fox in him when it attacked the village, since then people saw him as the fox reincarnate and mistreated him. Hence Naruto decided to become Hokage so as to gain recognition from the villagers. He was also member of Squad 7 and is currently attempting to stop Sasuke from abandoning the village. There is no way you are going to beat me, dope. I will get the power to kill my brother and you are not going to stop me. Shouted Sasuke in his cursed state level 2 while preparing his Chidori. I won't let you got to Orochimaru, Sasuke. Even if I have to drag you back to the village beaten to an inch of your life. I will keep my promise to Sakura-chan no matter what, believe it. Shouted Naruto in his tailed beast cloak, channeling chakra to his right hand to form a Rasengan. After preparing their most powerful techniques, both boys leapt into the air and clashed their attacks. However, Sasuke's Chidori grazed past and slammed into Naruto's heart while Naruto's Rasengan slammed into Sasuke and sent him crashing into the cliff wall and knocked him out. As Naruto lay on the ground dying, he thought, looks like I won't become Hokage after all, but at least I kept my promise to Sakura-chan. He smiled with satisfaction before closing his eyes and his breathing stopped. It was on that day, a ninja by the name Naruto Uzumaki died in order to bring back his teammate. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in a dark sewer standing before a large gate with a paper with word written seal on it. Behind the gate lay the nine-tailed fox. Why are you here? I am supposed to be dead and you are to be gone. Said Naruto with a confused look on his face. I was thinking the very same thing, Brad, but I sense another presence coming here, said the fox, who was confused as well. That was because I brought both of you here, a voice spoke up. Both of them turned to see a woman appear in a flash of white light. She wore a pure white kimono with white hair and glowing eyes. Her presence just emitted power that dwarfs even that of the nine-tailed fox and demanded no opposition. Who are you? Asked Naruto with a slight fear in his voice. I am who you mortals call Kami-sama, said the goddess with a smile on her face. Why are you here? Are you here for our souls? Naruto asked in confusion. She shook her head and said, not exactly, I came here for something else, but first I want to know what you would want me to do with the nine-tailed fox's soul. Naruto thought for a while before saying, if anything, I want you to send the fox back to the Makai world. This earned a surprised look from both the fox and the goddess, as both thought that he would want the fox's soul to be destroyed. Why do you request that? I thought you hated me and want to be rid of me? Asked a fox, with the goddess wondering the same thing. I studied at the library and noticed that there were no records of other attacks, and so I came to the conclusion that you were controlled to attack the village and that it wasn't your fault. I also found out that the fourth Hokage was my father, as he wouldn't sacrifice another parent's child for the sealing, and I already forgave him, but I couldn't find out about my mother though, said Naruto sadly. Your mother was Kushina Uzumaki, who was from the village of Whirlpool, said the goddess. Thanks for telling me, said Naruto happily. As they were talking, there was flash of bright light and when it faded, it revealed a sea blue broadsword with an outward motif for the guard, and in the center is a white swirling energy hovering in the air, referred to Thunder Edge from Akami. As Naruto looked in wonder, the sword floated towards him and began to glow as if to gesture for him to take it. When Naruto took it, he felt chakra flow through him and it felt warm within him. See, could that sword that be? I thought it was only a myth. The fox exclaimed with shock. What do you mean? Asked Naruto with curiosity. Kami explained, that sword is known as the Kasei no Ha. It is a sword that came into existence by itself and emits pure energy. No one was able to wield it including myself, but it seems to accept you due to your pure heart. You truly are a phenomenon. Thank you for choosing me, said Naruto, to which the sword glowed as if happy. Then the goddess spoke, the reason I am here is to give you a second chance, but it will be in another world where you can live a new life. I accept the offer, and I promise to not disappoint you and protect my new precious people, believe it. Said Naruto with a foxy grin. Hey kid, I wish to grant a gift to you as a sign of gratitude and apology for everything, said the fox. What kind of gift is it? Asked Naruto. I will unlock your bloodline limit that you inherited from your mother, which is the Chakura no Sosa Gejutsu, that is the ability to manipulate chakra into any form, and I will also grant you my chakra even when I am gone. Thanks for everything, but before you leave, could you tell me your name? Asked Naruto. Fox looked surprised before smiling and saying, my name is Kurama. Okay Kurama, maybe one day we would meet again. Kurama nodded at Naruto before disappearing to the Makai world, leaving him with Kami. Well then, now I will send you off, and you should know that in that dimension, you will be in a different form, and there are dark forces that require you to aid others to defeat said Kami. Okay, goodbye and thank you for everything, said Naruto before disappearing as well. I will be watching over you Naruto Uzumaki, said the goddess with a smile on her face. Chapter 1. Learning to walk before running. When he opened his eyes, Naruto noticed that he was in a cave with crystals embedded in the walls that glow brightly with energy that feels foreign to him. Speaking of which, he noticed that he felt that he couldn't feel his fingers or toes for that matter. When he tried to stand, he rather stood on all four legs instead of two. Okay, this feels weird, said Naruto, trying not to freak out, but when he looked at a crystal that reflected at him. Well, let's just say that people are lucky not to be near him, for they would have gone deaf from his screaming. What happened to me? Yelled Naruto, panicking all over place while tumbling around. After 10 minutes of senseless screaming did he finally calm down, then he remembered what Kami told him earlier before. Hold on, Kami-sama did mention that I would be in a different form when I come into this dimension, said Naruto. Well then, I'd better learn how to move in this new body of mine. He attempted to walk by emulating how the horses from his dimension walked, soon he became more proficient in walking, trotting and galloping. Afterwards Naruto went to one of the biggest crystals to add his reflection. His current form is of a pony with an orange coat, he retains whisker marks on his cheeks, has a yellow spiky mane, a horn on his forehead with a shape like the tip of a katana and bushy tail like that of a fox. It feels weird to have tail, I wonder how to use it, pondered Naruto. He tried waving it around, and the tail responded accordingly to his commands. He even began using it to pick up rocks laying around the cave floor without dropping them, and could even throw with pinpoint accuracy. Whoa, I could get used to this, he thought with glee. Okay, I got the hang of moving around in this form, now let's see if I can access my chakra and find out my upgraded bloodline, thought Naruto. He sat on his rump, closed his eyes and began to meditate. As he searched within himself, he began to feel a sensation similar to when he normally gathers his chakra, but feels much easier to interact with. The sensation got stronger and Naruto let flow through him, and soon his body began to emit white chakra that represents the purity of his soul. When he opened his eyes, Naruto saw that his body is covered with a white cloak of chakra and it made him feel stronger and enhanced his senses. Wow, this must be the chakra that Kurama gave to me, let's see about my bloodline, said Naruto. Naruto began to concentrate on his chakra and willed it to form arms, it took several tries, but he successfully created the arms. He then tried to use them to pick up the rock and was able to even lift boulders, but noticed that the more arms he creates or the heavier the object, the more chakra he requires. Let's see, I wonder if I can channel chakra to different parts of my body, thought Naruto. He approached a boulder and sent chakra to one of his front hooves and punched the boulder, which broke into small pieces. Naruto looked surprised for a minute, then he began to laugh out loud. Haha, if Bachan saw this, she would be so shocked, said Naruto happily. Now let's see what's outside this cave. When Naruto reached the entrance of the cave, he was amazed by the scenery of the land, as the atmosphere is serene and calm. Naruto wanted to explore the place, but his ninja instincts told him not to go just yet as he is not yet used to his new body, and so he returned to the cave. Now that I think about it, where is the Kasei no Ha? Naruto wondered aloud. No sooner he said that than the glaive appeared on his back, glowing as if happy to be called upon. Now how do I use you to fight? Thought Naruto. The glaive glowed brightly and information flowed into his head. He tried to will the glaive to swing left and it flew off his back and swung at its imaginary target before returning to his back. Wow, now that is epic, said Naruto with excitement. Soon he began to practice with the sword until he was familiar with it. I think I need to train before going to any town to gain information about where I am. Time skipped 2 weeks. After training in the cave, Naruto became attuned to his body, bloodline and wielding the glaive. For his pony form, he developed a form of freerunning, parkour, with techniques like wall running, sliding, flips and spins, fleetfoot from Akami, and applying chakra improves his mobility. He also created his own taijutsu he named Piñado, which he adopted the principle from Rock Lee's taijutsu. With his chakra, he created many variations to adapt to any kind of situation like arms, tendrils, claws etc. He was also able to create his own tailed beast cloak, which goes well with his Piñado, and is still learning to create more variations. With the Kasei no Ha, Naruto mastered it to a level that he be ranked as swordmaster in his own right. He also discovered that it could transform into different weapons during his time in the cave. He also collected a majority of the crystals and put them in a satchel he made from the fur of dead animals in the forest and found a cloak as well. During his training, Naruto's mane grew longer and his tail grew in length due to his constant use. "Okay, now I am all set, it's time to see what this world has in store for me," said Naruto as he got himself ready to leave. When Naruto stood outside the cave, he took in a deep breath and shouted out, "Look out world, Naruto Uzumaki the pony ninja is coming, believe it." Before sending chakra to his feet and dashing into the distance. Glossary. Chapter 2. Getting friendly with the locals. In the middle of the day, a figure is seen running along the road leaving behind a trail of dust. A closer look reveals none other than our favorite ninja, Naruto Uzumaki. He had been running since he left the cave where he woke, feeling the wind in his face. "This is getting boring," thought Naruto with a dull look on his face. "Let's go through the forest and keep my freerunning skills sharpened." With that thought in mind, Naruto dived into the forest and began vaulting over trees and rocks. Applying his old ninja training, Naruto was jumping through trees and sliding under tree trunks. He created new technique where he applies chakra to his feet to slightly repel against the ground to slide without losing speed, which he named the Terra Drift, like Sonic Drift in Sonic Unleashed, which he also used on walls as well. He kept on going until a ravine came into view, smiling at a crazy idea. Naruto applied more chakra to his feet and leapt across it. At the arc of his jump, Naruto released chakra at the bottom of his feet to form a blue rune, like a magic circle, and kicked off it to get higher and further. Upon landing on the other side of the ravine, Naruto smiled at the creation of his new technique and named it Pegasus Dash, like Dante's trickster style on Devil May Cry 3, before continuing on. After an hour of running, Naruto stopped at the top of a hill, which displayed a view of a town before him. "Wow, this looks like a place I wouldn't think twice of staying in, after it makes me feel close to nature, and I feel that I will have a lot of adventures and memories here," thought Naruto with happiness. Naruto folded his cloak into his satchel and had his glaive sealed within himself. As Naruto walked into town, he saw a sign written "Welcome to Ponyville" and thought, "Okay Ponyville, surprise me with what you have. Like the saying goes, ask and you shall receive." "Hi." A voice came out from behind, making Naruto jump 8 feet into the air before landing on his rump, before turning around to see a mare with a pink coat and a lighter shade of pink for her mane and hair, and has a mark of 3 balloons with curled strings on her flank. "My name is Pinkie Pie, and I can tell that you are new around as I know every pony in Ponyville, which means I have to throw a party for you so you have to come," said the pink mare who was excited at meeting a new pony. "Wow, and here I thought I was a hyper person, or should I say pony now?" thought Naruto while sweat dropping before getting up. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and you write that I am new around here, so can you tell me about this place?" said Naruto with a smile. Pinkie Pie began hopping with happiness before telling him, "There are lots of amazing things in Ponyville that I prefer that you discover it for yourself, well prepare for your welcome to Ponyville party." Before Naruto could say anything, Pinkie Pie already ran off leaving behind a trail of dust to who knows where. Naruto stood there stunned for a minute before he started to laugh, that hyper personality of hers makes her kind of cute, wait where did that come from? Thought Naruto before shrugging and moving on. Naruto was trotting along the road when he heard a voice from above his head, "Look out below." No sooner he raised his head that a blue blur crashed into him. When the dust cleared, it revealed Naruto sprawled out on the ground and a blue mare right on top of him. "Oh, sorry about that, and thanks for the soft landing," said the mare. Naruto got up and then took a closer look at the mare. She is a Pegasus with a coat of cyan and a rainbow-like mane and tail. She has a mark of a cloud with a slightly curved 3-colored lightning bolts. "No problem after all, any landing you can walk away from is a good one, although it's at my expense. By the way, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, what's yours?" said Naruto. "My name is Rainbow Dash, the fastest pony in all of Ponyville," said the mare with a lot of pride in her voice. "Oh really? For some reason I don't feel convinced," said Naruto with a smirk on his face. He could tell that Rainbow Dash had a competitive nature and want to have some fun. "Ooh, sounds like I have a challenger for my title," said Rainbow with a grin. "Okay then, we'll start from here and the finishing line will be at the town square, okay, you're on," said Naruto already liking her zeal being similar to his own. As they took their positions, Rainbow counted down, "On your marks. Get set. Go." The 2 ponies were off. Rainbow Dash was surprised at Naruto's ability to keep up with her as they blazed through the road. Naruto was using his freerunning skills at half cause he could tell that Rainbow wasn't going all out. They were both neck and neck as they drew close to the finish before a cart came out nowhere. Naruto had to jump to avoid it, which reduced his and gave Rainbow Dash the win. "Ah, I win and successfully defended my title," said Rainbow Dash with a grin on her face. "Hey, no way. That cart slowed me down and gave you the lead since you were flying." Naruto pouted, which Rainbow laughed at. Okay then, how about a rematch the next time we meet? I have to take care of the weather, so catch you later, said the Pegasus before flying off. But the pony like around, it's never a dull moment. I am pretty sure she would be a great pranking partner, thought Naruto with glee before continuing on his way. Continuing along the road, Naruto was enjoying the scenery when he came across a blue jay that was hopping on the ground. Wondering why it wasn't flying, Naruto approached with caution so as not to scare it away. "Here there, little one, is there something wrong?" said Naruto in a gentle tone. The bird looked at him for a while, deciding to trust him, show its wing that was bruised. "Well then, if there is a place you can go to get it patched up, how about I carry you there?" suggested Naruto, to which the blue jay nodded happily. Naruto lowered his head for the blue jay to hop on, who found his spiky mane to be comfortable to sit on. "Since I am new around here, you will need to direct me to the place, if that is okay with you," said Naruto, which the blue jay tweeted in confirmation. As they went along the road, Naruto decided to name the bird Ow, which meant blue. After being explained to about the meaning, it immediately liked its new name. Soon they reached a house which was situated near a forest that gives Naruto a sense of mystery and danger. Naruto knocked on the door, which opened to reveal a mare. She is a Pegasus with coat of yellow with a pinkish mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 pink butterflies on her flank. Hello, how can I help you?" said the mare in a timid tone. "She reminds me of Hinata with the way she acts," thought Naruto. "I came with this blue jay who had a bruised wing, and it seems to me that you take care of injured animals, right?" "Why yes, so please bring her in so I may treat her," said the mare, opening the door wider for Naruto to enter. "Okay then," said Naruto. "Wait a minute, how's she?" In a few minutes' time, the mare, whom introduced herself as Fluttershy, had bandaged Ao's wing. In the meantime, the animals that were at Fluttershy's home were playing with Naruto, with smaller one swinging from his tail while the bird settled on his mane, much to the envy of Ao. Naruto didn't mind at all, as he is also having fun playing with them. Fluttershy watched from a distance, too shy to approach the blonde pony until he called out to her. "Hey Fluttershy, come and join in on the fun," said Naruto before using his tail lift the shy Pegasus from the ground and bringing her over to play within the animals. When she felt Naruto's wrap around her, it felt fluffy and soothing, which calmed her down and made her less shy. After an hour of playing, Naruto told Fluttershy and the others that he had to go, which made them sad. "Don't be sad, I promise to come back and visit." When Naruto Uzumaki makes a promise, he always keeps it, believe it, said Naruto with a foxy grin. Hearing this cheered them up and made them look forward to his next visit. "I hope to visit Fluttershy soon, as it's difficult to leave her alone and she is kinda cute that way," thought Naruto. Trotting through town, Naruto looked at the buildings until he came upon one that caught his interest. "It looks very colorful, to say the least. It makes me wonder what the inside is like," thought Naruto. With curiosity getting the better of him, Naruto entered only to realize that it is a clothing store. "That's what I think." As he wandered around, he came across a mare who seems to be focused on a dress. She is a unicorn with a coat of white and indigo mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 diamonds on her flank. "Excuse me," Naruto began before he was interrupted. "Hush now, I'm in the middle of a breakthrough," said the mare, who had her undivided attention on the dress while writing something on a notepad which was floating in the air, which got him curious at what it is. After she finished, she turned to talk to Naruto. "Hello, my name is Rarity. What might your name be, dear sir?" "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I just came into town to find a place to stay." "You can go to our mayor for accommodation as well." As Rarity spoke, but soon had a stunned look on her face. Naruto wondered why she had that look, but didn't have to wait long as she moved to his tail and began to cuddle it. "What an amazing specimen of a tail you have, how did you get it to be like this?" Naruto didn't answer as he was purring to her, cuddling, which enticed her to continue. "It took everything Naruto had to resist and snap out of it. Rarity could let go of my tail, it's sensitive," said Naruto while blushing. Rarity soon let go with a sheepish smile. "Sorry about that, I sort of got carried away. It's okay, thanks for telling me about the accommodation. By the way, I'll come around later to request for some clothing to be made," said Naruto before waving goodbye and leaving the shop. "She is very pretty, I'd like to visit her more often," thought Naruto. After visiting the mayor who gave him the key to the library to temporarily reside in before he gets a permanent home, Naruto decided to walk around a bit more before settling at the library. Walking along the road again, he came across a wooden gate with a picture of a red apple and decided to take a look around. Naruto was trotting past the entrance of a barn when he saw a mare that was trying to get a Stetson hat that was stuck in between 2 bales of hay. She is a pony with a coat of orange and a blonde mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 red apples on her flank. "I'm getting kind of curious of these marks these ponies have," thought Naruto before going and help the mare. "Hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki and I was hoping to help you with your problem," said Naruto. "Howdy there, my name is Applejack and I've trying to get my hat out of there but can reach it," said the mare. "Allow me to try to get it out of there," said Naruto before using his tail to go through the gap and grab the hat, after which he put on Applejack's head. Applejack blushed at the contact with the blonde stallion before gathering her wits. "Thanks for the help, I never thought of using my tail, but then again, it's not as long as yours," said Applejack. "Don't mention, but it seems like you're going somewhere," said Naruto. "Yeah, Big Mac and I are going to the Evertree Forest to gather firewood," said Applejack with slight fear in her voice. "Mind if I come along? I'm sure it will be safer with a larger group," said Naruto, having noticed the fear in her voice. "Are you sure? That place is kinda dangerous." "All the more reason for me to help you and your brother, besides I'm pretty strong in my own right," said Naruto with a determined look. "Okay then, come along and I'll introduce you to my brother," said Applejack, to which Naruto nodded. They out of the barn and into the yard to meet a large red stallion with a horse collar, who getting himself latched onto a cart. "Naruto, this is my brother Big Macintosh, and Big Mac, this is Naruto, and he will be helping us to gather firewood." "Hello, it's nice to meet," said Naruto with a smile. "Yeah," Big Mac replied with a smile as well. Soon the three ponies set off for the Evertree Forest. Naruto was on guard by using his senses to detect any kind of hostile creatures which he had encountered on his way to Ponyville. After gathering a sufficient amount of firewood, they were about to leave when Naruto sensed a group of wolves emerge from the bushes with ill intent to the ponies. "Applejack, you and Big Mac should get out of here while I hold them off," shouted Naruto. "No. We can't leave you behind, you could get yourself killed," yelled Applejack, not wanting to leave the stallion behind. "You need to protect Big Mac on the way back in case any wolves come after him, and don't worry, I've these guys before," said Naruto. Applejack soon consented and led Big Mac out of the clearing. Making sure that they were gone, Naruto turned to the pack of wolves and grinned, which made them a bit nervous. "Now that they are safe," said Naruto, taking a pouncing position, "it's showtime." Before dashing towards them, Naruto launched a wolf into the air with an uppercut and followed after it, then executing a tail slam, sending it flying into another wolf. Upon landing, he quickly spun to the left, avoiding a claw from behind and using his tail to grab the tail of the wolf, performing a 360 spin on his front hooves, knocking the wolves back before slamming the grabbed wolf into the ground. "Now for the climax," Naruto shouted out before channeling chakra to his horn, making the energy to take shape of a much longer horn. "Take this, Chakura Hansarasu," he called out and slashed at the wolves, leaving them in pieces. "That show's over," Naruto smirked before going to meet up with Applejack and Big Mac. Upon setting eyes on Naruto, Applejack ran to him and began checking for injuries and was surprised to find none. "I told you that I would be fine, but I am sorry if I worried you," said Naruto. "Okay, I'll accept your apology if you come around help us buck apples, how's that?" said Applejack. "Sure thing, I'll come around later. See ya, Applejack, you too, Big Mac," said Naruto before waving goodbye. It was now late and Naruto was heading to the library to turn in for the night. When he opened the door, surprise. He stood there stunned at the sight of the balloons, confetti, ponies that were waiting to surprise. "Welcome to your party, Naruto," said Pinkie Pie, who was there along with Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy who had Ow on her back, Rarity and Applejack. Naruto still stood there in surprise before he smiled. "Thanks every pony. And I am happy to be here in Ponyville," said Naruto, and every pony cheered and the party commenced. It was full of fun and Naruto stuffed himself silly with snacks since he hadn't eaten throughout the day. After an hour of partying, every pony left for their homes and Naruto cleaned up the place with the help of Pinkie Pie and the others. When they left as well, Naruto went upstairs and settled himself in the bed and got ready to sleep. "Wow, so this is my new life, I'm looking forward to the memories which I will make with the others, but I feel that should be ready for an incoming battle," Naruto thought, not knowing how right he was. Meanwhile on the moon, the silhouette of a mare begins to pulse in purple light before fading. Chapter 3. The calm before the storm. As the sun rises over Ponyville, it shone its morning rays through the window of the library where Naruto Uzumaki sleeps. "Damn, why must Celestia raise the sun now?" he grumbled, pulling the sheets over his head to block out the sun in order to continue sleeping. It wasn't even 10 minutes when there was a tapping on the window. Unable to ignore the annoying sound, Naruto woke up to look at the window, only to see Ow the blue jay pecking at the window. "Good morning, Ow, I see you came to wake me up as usual," chuckled Naruto after he opened the window, to which the bird nodded. Ever since they met on the first day, Ow had been hanging around Naruto and is often seen flying next to him or sitting on his head, which Naruto claims is her seat. "Well, thanks for the daily wake-up call, Ow, let's go around town and see if there is any pony who needs help like always," said Naruto. Ow tweeted in agreement. The two friends set off for the town after locking the library. It had been a week since Naruto first came to Ponyville. Since he didn't have any money to support himself, Naruto took up odd jobs like delivery, painting, babysitting, gardening, etc. Soon he was well known throughout the town as a very kind and helpful pony, but he always spends most of his time with Applejack and the others. Hey Ow, this might sound weird to you, but I have been having this feeling of foreboding, and it seems to have something to do with the summer sun celebration and the history of Equestria that I read about, said Naruto. Ow tilted her head in confusion and then tweeted as if to assure him that everything would be fine. Maybe I am just being paranoid, said Naruto, thinking back on what he read at the library 2 days ago. Flashback begin. In the hall of the library, Naruto was reading on the history of Equestria after going through the other books where he learned of the economy, politics and legends of the world he now lives in. What caught his interest was the existence of magic which seemed to replace chakra, and decided to learn about it since him as a unicorn can utilize it. As he read, Naruto learned of the 2 royal Lolicorn sisters of Equestria, Princess Celestia who raises the sun and brings forth day, and Princess Luna who raises the moon and bring forth night. During the course of time, Princess Luna became jealous as she felt unappreciated for her duty and transformed into a corrupted pony known as Nightmare Moon. Seeing no way to stop her, Celestia had no choice but to use the elements of harmony to seal her sister in the moon, and since then took charge of raising the moon and the sun. It has been a long time since Celestia sealed her sister away, wouldn't it have grown weaker as the years gone by? This feeling seems to stem from that, and the summer sun celebration is around the corner, Naruto thought to himself before closing the book and going to sleep. Flashback end. Enough of the thinking, let's see if Rarity is done with the stuff I requested, said Naruto, shaking his head, slightly irritating Ao who was sitting at the current time. When Naruto reached the carousel boutique, he knocked on the door which opened to reveal a young filly. She has a coat of white with a pink mane and tail. Good morning Naruto, it's great to see you, said the filly happily. It's always great to see you too, Sweetie Belle. I hope you aren't causing Rarity any kind of trouble, said Naruto with a knowing smile. The young unicorn flinched slightly. Not this time, I can tell you that. Naruto smiled and walked inside. He often looks after Sweetie Belle whenever he comes and helps her out as well as keep her out of trouble, which she seems to always get into. Soon she saw as an elder brother. Hello Naruto, it's always good to see you dear, said Rarity with a smile. She liked having Naruto come around since she enjoys his company, and most of times they work together creating ideas for making new clothing for ponies. She was surprised at Naruto, as he didn't look like some pony with a fashion sense, but seemed to have ideas that she never thought of. Hi there Rare, I just came to see if you finished with my request, said Naruto with a foxy grin. Yes I have, just let me go and get them, said Rarity, before going to open a box and pull out a satchel and a black headband with the symbol of a leaf on both of them. Naruto gave it to her to give some finishing touches and requested for her to make a headband for him. When asked why, he said to remind me of my will of fire, which confused her. Here, let me put it on for you, said Rarity before using her magic to tie the headband onto his forehead. I must say that it looks good on you, I am sure you'll attract a lot of mares, giggled Rarity at Naruto who was blushing. You don't say that, Rare. It's embarrassing. Anyway, I'll see you later, you too Sweetie Belle, thanks for everything, said Naruto before leaving. While walking through the town, Naruto was admiring the handiwork that Rarity did to his satchel. Now I'll apply the seals in the interior to increase the space, as well as not weigh me down when I carry it. It's a good thing I convinced Hiro Sennin to teach me about seals when we went to find Bachan, thought Naruto. Ever since Naruto was introduced to the art of sealing, he discovered that he had a talent which he believed that he inherited from his parents. While deep in thought, Naruto heard a loud voice from behind him. Excuse me. Get out of the way. The voice yelled. Naruto quickly backflipped just in time to avoid a collision with a filly who was riding a scooter. She is a Pegasus pony with a coat of slightly dark orange and purple mane and tail. Although she was relieved to have avoided the pony ninja, she failed to notice a rock on the road which flung her into the air. Naruto quickly leapt after her and used his tail to catch her before landing on the ground. Geez Scootaloo, does this always have to happen whenever we meet up, said Naruto with a smirk at the young filly. Naruto met Scootaloo a few days ago in the exact situation. Naruto learned that she is an admirer of Rainbow Dash and aspires to be like her. When he found out that she is also an orphan, he took upon himself to watch over her as he could relate, since he is also an orphan. He also began teaching her the lower levels of his free-running skills which she had a talent for. Soon he became her brother figure as well. Sorry about big bro, I somehow lost control of my scooter along the way, said Scootaloo, rubbing the back of her head in embarrassment, a habit that she got from Naruto. No problem Scoots, tell you what, let's head over to the sugar cube corner and get something to eat, said Naruto. Okay big bro, race ya, said Scootaloo while zooming off on her scooter. Naruto chuckled softly before following after her. When they reached the sweet shop, Naruto had won their race. I'm impressed Scoots, for you to apply Terra Drift while on your scooter is a stroke of genius, said Naruto with a foxy grin. That's because I have a great teacher, said Scootaloo smiling brightly. When they entered the shop, Naruto had hardly taken a step when he was tackled to the ground by Pinkie Pie. Naru, I missed you. Said Pinkie Pie. Naruto had been helping her out in the shop, as well as planning out parties. He often has to properly name her parties, much to the relief of the other ponies that attend them. Naruto also has to keep himself on alert because of her Pinkie sense. Every time Pinkie's tail twitches, he has to get out of the way of falling objects ranging from flower pots to ponies, mostly Rainbow Dash. Hey Pinks, Scoots and I came to get some snacks, you're welcome to join if you want, said Naruto. He barely finished talking when Pinkie Pie had already set up the snacks on the table and was waiting for him, surprising Naruto and Scootaloo. What are you waiting for? They won't eat themselves, said Pinkie, enjoying the look on his face. She always likes to surprise him, often saying it livens up her day. After eating and saying goodbye to Pinkie Pie, Naruto also said goodbye to Scootaloo. When he turned to leave, he heard Scootaloo speak softly to herself. Sometimes I wish you were my real big brother. He smiled inwardly and thought I can do something about that, but in due time. Now where should I go next? Maybe Fluttershy's, thought Naruto, walking towards the edge of Evertree Forest. As he was walking, Naruto heard a voice from above. Hey Naruto. Heads up. Instead of listening to the voice, Naruto quickly flipped backwards in time to avoid a shower of rain which fell at where he was standing. Nice try, Ash. But it will take a lot than that to surprise me. Said Naruto, smirking while looking up to see Rainbow Dash sitting on top of the cloud. He and Rainbow Dash have been competing in different challenges just to get one over the other, with both sides getting an equal number of wins, losses and draws. True, but that's what makes me strive to get the jump on you, said Rainbow Dash, while descending from the cloud she was on. Where you going anyway? I'm heading to Fluttershy's place to see if she needs any help for the summer sun celebration, said Naruto before suddenly grinning. How about a race? Sure, I need a warm-up before I go and clear the clouds before tomorrow, said Rainbow Dash. Both got into a starting position before they took off, leaving behind a cloud of dust. By the time they reached Fluttershy's house, the result was Naruto winning. Yeah, I won. That makes 125-124 with me leading by 1 point, said Naruto with pride. Well, Rainbow Dash pouted. Well, it won't be like that for long, anyways, see you later. She then flew off to take care of the weather. She acts like that, but she having as much fun as I do, thought Naruto. He was about to knock the door when Ao flew over and began pecking his head, upset for being left behind. Sorry about that, Ao, I'll make it up to you, Naruto apologized. Naruto knocked on the door, which opened to reveal Fluttershy. Oh hello Naruto, said Fluttershy while trying to hide her blushing face with her mane. She has been enjoying Naruto's company as well as the animals. They always come around him wanting to play or just relax when he sleeps under a tree. Naruto speaks and encourages her to overcome her shortcomings. Being by her side makes her more confident in herself, although she still acts shy around him. Hello Shy, I came here to see if I could help you in preparation for the summer sun celebration, said Naruto smiling brightly. He often comes to see Fluttershy and the animals, as he feels calm and relaxed when with them. Why yes, well, I am planning on teaching the birds some songs for when Princess Celestia appears. Could you watch over the others while I teach the birds? Said Fluttershy with Naruto nodding his head in affirmation. After a couple hours and Fluttershy was done teaching for the day, Naruto bade farewell, promising to visit again soon. I never seem to get why Shy blushes when she looks at me, but it doesn't bother me, it rather makes me happy, thought Naruto as he moved along. My next stop would be at Sweet Apple Acres to help AJ buck some apples before meeting Mayor Mare, thought Naruto before trotting towards his location. After walking through the gate and into the barnyard, Naruto felt some pony coming up from behind, but pretended to be unaware as the pony jumped onto his back. He turned to see Apple Bloom, the younger sister of Applejack. She is a filly with a coat of light grayish olive with a red mane and tail and a big pink bow. Howdy Naruto, I was wondering when you would show up, big sis has been waiting for you, said the filly with a smile. She met Naruto when he was bucking apples with her sister. She was shy at first, but soon became friends and often rides on his back when she gets the opportunity, as well as swing from his fox-like tail. She also looks up to him other than Big Mac as a brother. Hello Apple Bloom, I've been around town helping out, that's why I took so long. Let's not keep your sister waiting any longer, said Naruto, returning the smile before trotting out of the barnyard and to the apple fields with Apple Bloom enjoying the ride. Reaching there, he saw Applejack kicking the tree and knocking down the apples with Big Mac carrying baskets full of them. AJ. You too Big Mac, sorry for taking so long, I had to help the other ponies in town before getting here, said Naruto, while setting Apple Bloom down with his tail, which she seems to enjoy. Howdy there Naruto, well better late than never since we're in charge of the catering for the summer sun celebration, said Applejack grinning at the blonde stallion. Naruto often helps her with the bucking of the apples, as well as selling them at the stall. Although both of get embarrassed when Granny Smith frequently tries to convince them to get married. Aside from that, she like being around him. Sure thing, let's get started, said Naruto, approaching a tree to knock down some apples from. After a few hours of apple bucking and having lunch with the apple family, Naruto set off for the mayor's office to discuss something with her. "Good afternoon, Mayor. There's something I wish to talk to you about," said Naruto to the amber mare with a grayish mane and tail with a mark of a scroll tied with a blue ribbon. "Hello Naruto, what is it you want to talk about?" asked Mayor Mare smiling gently at the blonde stallion. He had built quite a good reputation among the residents of Ponyville. "Well, I want to build a home, and here are the blueprints, and I hope these would cover the cost of the building materials and other things," said Naruto, bringing out the blueprints and some shards of crystals. Mayor Mare was stunned at the sight of the crystals. "Where did you get them, Naruto? These should cover the cost and still have money left over." "I found them in a cave on my way here, and you can give the rest of the money to the orphanage," said Naruto. "Okay, it should take at least 2 months to build, so you will have to wait until then," said Mayor Mare, to which Naruto nodded before saying goodbye and heading to the library. When he reached the library, Naruto said goodbye to Ao. As he laid down to sleep, Naruto thought to himself, "I feel something big is about to happen tomorrow," before falling asleep. Chapter 4. Awakening from the dreamless sleep. "Where am I?" thought Naruto as he looked around. He was walking on top of clouds in the sky on a starry night. "I better take a look around." As he walked through the clouds, Naruto heard some pony crying and headed to the source. When he reached there, Naruto saw Pony sitting alone crying to herself. She is an alicorn with a coat of dark blue and brilliant blue mane and tail, with mark of a crescent moon, with a dark purple background on her flank and chest. "So this is an alicorn, the combination of all 3 types," thought Naruto as he approached the mare. "Hello there, why are you crying?" The mare turned to look at the blonde stallion in surprise. "Who are you and how did you get here?" asked the mare. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I don't know how I got here, by the way, what is your name?" said Naruto with a gentle smile, making the mare relax a little. "My name is Luna," said the mare smiling slightly. Upon hearing that, Naruto was surprised at meeting one of the royal princesses of Equestria. "Dear Princess Luna. What are you doing here?" asked Naruto. Luna began to cry again. "I am imprisoned here with no way of escape," said Luna amidst tears. Naruto immediately comforted her in order to stop her crying. "Please stop crying," said Naruto using his tail to wipe her tears, which felt soft to the touch and calmed her down. "Who is it that is keeping you prisoner here?" "That would be me," said a voice. Naruto turned to look at a plume of purple mist which slowly took the shape of an alicorn. It smiled evilly at Luna, who quivered in fear. "I need her for power to fulfill my goals." "I don't know what your goals are, but I am not letting you harm her," said Naruto, standing in front of Luna to protect her. "It's beings like you that I detest the most. You fool. You dare stand in my way of conquest." It growled before launching a beam of magic at Naruto, who leapt into the air to avoid the attack but was unprepared for the second attack, which slammed into him and sent him flying off the clouds to falling to the ground below. "Naruto!" Luna cried out for him. Naruto woke from his bed with a start. What kind of dream was that? It felt so real, like I actually met the princess, thought Naruto, wiping the sweat from his face with his tail. Naruto looked out the window to see that the sun had risen, signifying the day of the summer sun celebration has arrived. "I'll think about it later. I'd better go to Mayor Mare to see if she has any tasks for me to perform," he thought before putting on his headband and leaving the library. Along the way, Naruto met up with Ao and continued on to the mayor's office while greeting the residents along the way. "Good morning, Mayor Mare, I came to see if you have any job for me to do," said Naruto with a smile. "Oh, good morning, Naruto, as a matter of fact I do have a job for you. I just received a message from the royal castle that their representative will be coming to supervise, and I was hoping that you would serve as an escort for her through the town," said Mayor Mare with a smile. "Of course I will do it, I will get the job done, believe it," said Naruto with a foxy grin, to which Ao rolled her eyes at his verbal tick. "Thank you, Naruto, you'll meet the mayor at the front of the library," said Mayor Mare. Naruto nodded in affirmation before trotting towards the library. As he headed for the meeting place, Naruto saw a golden chariot being pulled by 2 Pegasus in armor flying in the air before landing in front of the library. He was about to approach when he felt some pony run past, sending him into a spin. When he recovered, he saw that it was Pinkie Pie who run past and is currently bombarding the guests with questions and trotted to them while laughing to himself and Ao looking on in amusement. As he drew close, Pinkie Pie took off in a cloud of dust, which he knew was going to plan a party for the mayor since he has been around her for a while now. He took a closer look and saw that it was Unicorn with a coat of purple and a dark blue with a violet streak mane and tail. She has a mark of a star pattern. The other is a purple lizard that stands on 2 feet with green spikes running from its head to the tail. "Sorry about that, Pinkie Pie always gets excited when she meets a new pony since I was the recent. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, by the way, and this is my friend Ao the Blue Jay. I have been sent by the mayor to serve as your escort," said Naruto, while using his tail to point at Ao, who is sitting on his head. "My name is Twilight Sparkle, and this is my assistant Spike." "No worries, I just wasn't expecting that kind of reception." "Mr. Uzumaki, is it?" Could you direct me to the library? I have some urgent business there, said the mayor. Naruto frowned slightly at her attitude. This mayor reminds me of Sasuke with that high and mighty attitude, it's almost like she doesn't have any life experiences and is more on theory, and I'll need to find a way to tone her down a bit, thought Naruto. But Twilight, the princess told you need to go around the town to check on the preparations for the summer sun celebration, said Spike, to which Naruto was surprised to hear speak. Whoa, I didn't know you could talk, Naruto said with curiosity. Old dragons can talk and I am still a baby, said Spike. Okay then, said Naruto, although smirking inwardly at the reaction a certain pony will have when she sees him. Alright then, let's get this over with. Where are we going to first? Asked Twilight with an annoyed look, to which the baby dragon pulled out a scroll and read through it. First on the list is catering, which is managed by the Apples family here, Ed. Okay, follow me, I know the way there, said Naruto, setting off with the two guests following behind. When they reached the farms and entered the apple orchard, they heard a thumping against a tree which Naruto is familiar with and so called out. Yo AJ. We got some guests here to see ya. Naruto shouted out. The thumping stopped and the orange mare appeared from behind a tree smiling. Hey Naruto, how is it going and who is this? Said Applejack to Naruto before turning to Twilight and Spike. Twilight stepped forward. Good afternoon, my name is Twilight Sparkle, she said right before Applejack grabbed her hoof for a rapid shake, although it resulted in the purple mare being shaken as well, much to Naruto's amusement. Well, howdy there, miss. Twilight, my name is Applejack. We apples just love to make friends, so it's a pleasure to meet ya, said Applejack smiling broadly. So what are you here for? After finally letting go of Twilight, she was trying to regain her sense of balance with Spike helping out a little. Well, I am here to supervise the preparations for the summer sun celebration, and I believe you are in charge of the food. Asked Twilight Sparkle, shaking her head to clear it. That's right, we are, would you like to have a sample? Said Applejack while smiling. Well, as long as it doesn't take too long, said Twilight, although Naruto smiled inwardly, knowing what is going to happen next. Applejack immediately left them and began to ring the old triangle and calling out, soups on every pony. Soon Twilight and Spike were grabbed by the members of the Apple family and taken to a table which had an assortment of confectionaries made by them. Twilight tried to leave, but a combination of Apple Bloom's puppy eyes and the family's disappointment made her stay, which ended up with her being stuffed silly with a bulging stomach, with Naruto doing his best not to roll on the floor and laugh. After finally leaving the sweet apple acres, Twilight asked Spike what is next on the agenda, who looked through the scroll. Well, there is supposed to be a Pegasus who goes by the name Rainbow Dash, who is in charge of clearing the clouds from the sky, said Spike. Well, it doesn't look like she is doing a good job of it, said Twilight. Naruto's senses quickly alerted him of an incoming projectile heading their way. You might want to brace yourself for impact, said Naruto before grabbing Spike with his tail and jumping backwards. Twilight was about to ask what he meant when a blue blur crashed into her, sending her into a puddle of mud, to which Naruto sweat dropped since he was used to it. Oh, sorry about that, here, let me clean you up, said Rainbow Dash, looking at Twilight, who was covered in mud. Before she could say anything, Twilight was surrounded in a small rainbow tornado which Rainbow named the Rainbow Dry, that cleaned the mud but also left her with a large afro. I am sure she'll turn heads at the disco, making Naruto, Spike and Rainbow Dash herself roll on the floor laughing. I believe that you are Rainbow Dash, said Twilight Sparkle, trying not to blow her top. That's me. The one and only, you must know of me. Said Rainbow Dash with pride. Well, I know that you are supposed to keep the sky clear of clouds, said Twilight. Hey, I can clear those clouds in 10 seconds flat, said Rainbow Dash. Really? Then prove it, said Twilight skeptically. I wouldn't underestimate Dash if I were you, after all I know her the best, said Naruto with a grin. In fact, why don't you show her your speed, Dash? Upon hearing that, Rainbow immediately took off and pierced through the clouds, clearing all of them before landing on the ground. See what I told you? 10 seconds. Flat, said Rainbow Dash, grinning at Twilight stood there stunned. Ha 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 ha. The look on your face is priceless. Anyway, see you later, Dash, we will race next time, said Naruto laughing. The next stop was a town hall for the decorations. When they entered the hall, Spike was mesmerized. So beautiful, said Spike with a dazed look on his face. Yes, the decors are beautiful. With the decorations being perfectly arranged, I should be able to get to the library much sooner, said Twilight. But Spike shook his head in negative. Not the decor. Her. Said Spike, pointing at a white unicorn standing in the middle of the hall, using her magic to add some finishing touches. Naruto's eyes twitched in annoyance at Spike, who was ogling at Rarity along. He doesn't know why he was so irritated but decided not ignore the feeling for now. Hey Rare, how is it going with the decorations? Naruto called out. Rarity turned to smile at Naruto. Oh, hello there, Naruto, it's good to my goodness, what happened to your hair? Said Rarity, quickly approaching Twilight. She was a victim of the Rainbow Dry a few minutes ago, said Naruto, trying not to laugh at the memory. It's alright, I will soon be out your hair after this, said Twilight, but was carried off by Rarity with her magic. Forget my hair, what about yours? We need to fix this fashion disaster, said Rarity, while Naruto is following close behind, again trying not to laugh. After having a makeover thanks to Rarity, the group headed to the last stop to supervise. The last thing on the agenda was music, which Naruto knew that Fluttershy was in charge of. As they drew close to her place, they heard the chirp of birds singing in a fanfare. Following the source of the music, they saw Yellow Pegasus sitting on a hill coordinating a choir of birds. Hello there, Twilight called out rather loudly. Behaved Naruto could warn her, which resulted in surprising the mayor and scaring the birds away. Oh, I'm sorry about that, I didn't mean to frighten you and your birds. I just came to check on the music, which sounded beautiful, said Twilight looking apologetic. Fluttershy had hidden behind Naruto and was peeking at her shyly. Well, my name is Twilight Sparkle. My name is Fluttershy, she said quietly. Twilight took a step closer. Sorry, but could you repeat what you said? My name is Fluttershy, she said more quietly. She said her name is Fluttershy, said Naruto, deciding to step in anyway. Shy, the birds have returned, pointing to the tree with his tail the birds were sitting on. However, when Twilight turned to leave, Fluttershy saw Spike, which did a complete 180 change from her shyness to excitement. A baby dragon. She cried out before tackling Spike and began bombarding Twilight with questions, to the amazement of Naruto. I wonder if Hinata would act like this if she saw something that excites her, Naruto thought. By the time they finally reached the library, it was already dark out and Twilight was quite irritated. I can't believe I had to waste my time with a bunch of crazy ponies when I should be studying on how to stop Nightmare Moon and convince the princess about her return, said Twilight, which caught Naruto's attention. Wait a minute, did she just say Nightmare Moon will be returning? Looks like my feelings were spot on. I'll have to ask her about it later, thought Naruto before he heard a loud surprise. From when Twilight opened the door and turned on the lights, knowing that Pinkie Pie had set up the party here. Naruto entered to see Twilight surrounded by Applejack and the others who were talking to her, decided to hang around for a bit until he noticed her quickly climbing and chose to check up on her. He climbed up the stairs to see Twilight on the bed with a pillow covering her with a depressed atmosphere around her. Hey, are you okay? Asked Naruto with concern, as he doesn't like it when ponies around him are sad. I just wanted to get some research done because before I left Canterlot, I read an old prophecy that foretold of Nightmare Moon's return in 1,000 after being sealed in the moon, and that on the longest day of the year, the stars will later escape, which is today on the summer sun celebration, said Twilight. Is there any way that we can defeat her? Asked Naruto, thinking of the dream he had last night. Well, the book also spoke of 6 elements of harmony, which comprises of kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty and loyalty, but no one knows what the 6th is, as it's a total mystery. It's written that they are located at the ancient castle of the Royal Pony Sisters, located in the Evertree Forest, said Twilight. If that is the case, I will be there to help you out when you need it. Anyway, I'm heading downstairs to the party, said Naruto with a foxy grin, leaving Twilight with a stunned look on her face. At the crack of dawn, every pony had gathered in the town hall waiting for the festivities to begin. Naruto was standing beside Twilight with Pike sitting on her back, Applejack, Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy was standing with the birds who began to sing, and Rarity was standing on top of the central balcony, ready to pull the curtains to reveal the appearance of Princess Celestia. Pinkie Pie was talking to Twilight about a lot of things, especially about when Naruto first came to Ponyville. Mayor Mare appeared at the podium and began to give her speech. Fillies and gentlecolts, as mayor of Ponyville, it is my pleasure to announce the beginning of the summer sun celebration, to which every pony began to cheer except Twilight, whom Naruto noticed was looking worriedly through one of the windows at the moon. Following her gaze, Naruto looked at the moon and was surprised to see a cluster of stars crash into the moon, causing the silhouette of the mare to disappear from the surface. That isn't good, thought Naruto. And it is with great honor that I present to you the ruler of our land, the pony who gives us day and night, the good, the wise, the bringer of harmony to all of Equestria, Princess Celestia. When Rarity pulled on the rope, the curtains were drawn only to reveal nothing. Scratch that, this is definitely not good, said Naruto with Twilight nodding in agreement. The crowd soon began to whisper in worry, and Mayor Mare was trying to calm them down, although Pinkie Pie took it as a guessing game and that the princess was hiding. Naruto saw that a purple mist gathered at where the princess was supposed to appear and dissipated to reveal an alicorn in its place. She had a coat of pitch black and mane and tail which looks like field of stars in the night sky. She wears a lavender helmet and breastplate which shares the mark of a splotch of purple with a crescent moon on her flank. Nightmare Moon, whispered Twilight, making Naruto tense, and Spike fainted. Gazing upon the group of ponies, the dark alicorn spoke in a dark tone. Hello my beloved subjects, it has been so since I've seen your sun-loving faces. What did you do with our princess? Rainbow Dash demanded, about to launch herself at Nightmare Moon if not for Applejack holding her back by the tail. Why? Am I not royal enough for you? Don't you know who I am? She said. Naruto was getting angry at the evil Alicorn as she is beginning to frighten Fluttershy, reminding him of when Neji looked down on Hinata back at the Chunin exams. Does my crown no longer count now that I have been imprisoned for 1,000 years? Did you not recall the legend? Did you not see the signs? She spoke arrogantly. I did. Twilight called out, and I know who you are, you're the mare in the moon. Nightmare Moon. The ponies all gasped in shock. Well. Some pony remembers me, then you also know why I'm here. Nightmare Moon said to her. You're here too. Twilight was afraid to finish the sentence. Remember this day, little ponies, for today is your last. From this moment forth, this night will last forever. Said Nightmare Moon, laughing out evilly as she released lightning and darkness around. This is the sand and sound invasion all over again, but no one is dying this time. Thought Naruto with a determined look. Chapter 5. Way to the dawn. Mare yelled out, seize her. She is the only one who knows where the princess is. Immediately a group of Pegasus in golden armor belonging to the royal guard of Princess Celestia flew into the air and charged at Nightmare Moon. Stand back, you fools, yelled the dark Alicorn, her eyes glowed and lightning was fired at the Pegasus, putting them out of commission. She began to laugh arrogantly, ha ha ha. Is that all you sun lovers can? Nightmare Moon didn't finish the sentence when she received a haymaker punch by courtesy of Naruto Uzumaki in the jaw, drawing a bit of blood. I don't know about this plan of yours, but you are going to make a lot of ponies suffer because of your selfishness, so I am not going to let you do what you like, said Naruto, glaring at the evil Alicorn. You are an interesting pony, different from the others, said Nightmare Moon while getting up from the floor. However, you must know your place, which is underneath me. She then launched a bolt of lightning which slammed into Naruto, sending him flying into the air and crashing through the wall where he fell to the ground and lost consciousness. Naruto! Shouted the mares, who went to check if he is okay, while Nightmare Moon once again laughed before turning into the purple mist and flying out of the town hall towards the Evertree Forest in the outskirts of town. Rainbow Dash saw Twilight Sparkle run towards the library and suspected that she knows what is going on, so she followed after her with the others close behind, while Rarity carries an unconscious Naruto with her magic. Twilight was using her magic to look through the books stacked in the shelves and discarding them when they do not contain the information that she is looking for. Elements, arg. How can I stop Nightmare Moon without the elements of harmony? She said while frustrated. And just what are these elements of harmony? Rainbow Dash said, bursting into the room with the other mares right behind her, while Rarity laid Naruto onto the couch. And how did you know about Nightmare Moon? You are a spy, aren't you? Applejack grabbed Rainbow Dash by the tail with her mouth in order to hold her back. Simmer down, Sally. She ain't no spy, and I'm sure Naruto wouldn't want you reacting like this, she said. Rainbow Dash calmed down, but she was visibly upset at Naruto being hurt by Nightmare Moon. I'm sure that she knows what's going on, don't you, Twilight? Before I came here, I read about the prophecy about the return of Nightmare Moon, and that some mysterious artifacts called the elements of harmony that are the only things that can stop her. But I don't know what they look like, where to find or how to use them. Said Twilight while still looking through the remaining books until Pinkie Pie spoke up. The Elements of Harmony, a reference guide Pinkie read aloud from the other side of the library and was pushed away by Twilight when she ran over to confirm, much to her surprise, that it was there. Where did you find it, and so quickly? Asked Twilight, who was stunned that Pinkie Pie found the book much sooner than she did without any problem. It was under E. Said Pinkie, bouncing in excitement, which made Twilight feel embarrassed at missing something so obvious. Twilight opened the book and began to read out loud. There are known to be 6 of the elements of harmony, which are kindness, laughter, loyalty, honesty, generosity, but the 6th is unknown, and their last known location was in the ancient castle of the Royal Pony Sisters in the Evertree Forest. The Evertree Forest is to the south of Ponyville, and we are coming with you, said Applejack, surprising Twilight. Wait, every pony, I appreciate the gesture, but this is something I should do on my own, said Twilight, although the promise that Naruto made echoed in her mind. No can do, Sugar Cube. We ain't letting any friend of ours go into that place alone, so we'll be sticking with you like a caramel on an apple, said Applejack, while Pinkie Pie was jabbering about the possibilities of candy apples being in the forest. What about Naruto? Asked Fluttershy, who was watching over the blonde stallion who was still unconscious. Well, we can't take him with us, so he'll remain in the library so that he can recover, said Rarity. With that, the mares set off for the ancient castle to acquire the elements of harmony in order to defeat Nightmare Moon. When Naruto opened his eyes, he realized that he was back at the dreamscape where he met Luna and the Dark Being. If I am back here, then that means that Princess Luna is somewhere close by. I'd better hurry and find her to check if she's alright, thought Naruto, and galloped off in search of her. When Naruto found Luna, he was horrified to see that she was restrained with chains that seemed to emit dark aura, which prevents him from getting any closer to her. Princess Luna, what is happening to you? Asked Naruto, who was still trying to get closer to the mare, but to no avail. Naruto, is that you? These chains are slowly draining my magic and sense of will. I don't know how long I can resist until it takes control of me, said Princess Luna. It is visibly seen that she is struggling to keep herself in control. I can't help her here, the only to save her is to use the elements of harmony to purge Nightmare Moon from her body. Thought Naruto. Princess Luna, I need you to hold on for just a little longer while I help my friend find the elements of harmony in order to save you, and I promise you that I will definitely save you, said Naruto. When Luna looked into the blonde stallion's eyes and could see the firm resolution which gave her the hope she thought she lost years ago. Okay, I'll try to resist for a little longer for you to get the elements, said Luna. Thank you, I am hoping that we would have a nice conservation under better conditions, said Naruto with a foxy grin, making Princess Luna blush. And don't worry, when Naruto Uzumaki makes a promise he always keeps it. After saying those words, Naruto faded from the dreamscape, leaving Luna to hope for his success. When Naruto woke up, he saw that he was in the library and the books were scattered about, except for one book that lay open on the table. Reading through it, he figured out where she was heading to. Knowing Twilight, she would be going to the ancient castle to find the elements of harmony, but will have to go through the Evertree Forest, which is very dangerous especially at night, thought Naruto, who immediately dashed out of the library and jumped to the roof of the tallest building. Closing his eyes, Naruto channeled chakra to them before opening them to reveal that they were glowing. Naruto called this technique the Aura Kake, which allows him to see far distance as well as see the aura of any living being or magic artifact. Looking in the direction of the forest, Naruto picked up a trace of Twilight's aura as well as that of 5 other ponies with her. It seems like Applejack and the others followed her to help, and this can't be coincidence since there are 6 mares and 6 elements of harmony, but I better catch up before they go in too deep, thought Naruto before jumping off the roof. Landing on the floor, Naruto took a running position and channeled chakra to his hooves till they emitted wide aura. Ready, go. I couldn't resist using the Sentai Go Busters catchphrase and took off, leaving a small crater behind in his wake. Music start. Sonic Unleashed Ost. Jungle Joyride Day. Galloping through the Evertree Forest, Naruto using his free running skills to the fullest to dart through the trees while evading any hostiles that come in his way. Then he reached a cliff where he jumped off and used the Terra Drift to descend on the cliff wall, while swerving left and right to avoid the rocks jutting out. Continuing along the way, Naruto saw a manticore sleeping peacefully and knew that Fluttershy's kindness calmed it down and continued on his way. When he reached a river, Naruto saw a serpent admiring his reflection and noticed that one of part of his mustache had a familiar color. It must be Rare's tail, she must have cut it and given to him in order to cheer him up. She really is the most generous pony I've ever met, Naruto thought fondly before jumping over the river and moving along. As he drew close, a pack of timberwolves jumped into his path intending to attack him. "Get out of my way," shouted Naruto, running faster to create a white barrier and slammed into the wolves, sending them flying into the air. He kept on moving until he finally caught up with the mares who were standing at the end of a bridge. Music end. Naruto. What are you doing here? I thought you were unconscious. Asked Twilight, who was surprised to see him here. Well, I have always been known to heal fast and I still intend to keep the promise I made, said Naruto. Where's Dash? I don't see her here. She's at the other end of the bridge tying the other end for us to cross, said Rarity, who looked a bit down, and Naruto knew why and thought of how to cheer her up after all this. After crossing the bridge, Rainbow Dash was surprised as well as happy to see Naruto. Whoa, Naruto. How did you get here so fast? Asked Rainbow Dash. What would you expect from the fastest pony on land, Dash? Said Naruto, grinning, to which she smiled sheepishly. Let's get moving, we are almost at the castle, said Twilight, but before she could take a step, a large purple mist materialized in front of them and grotesque forms of black ponies appeared. These must be the offshoots of Nightmare Moon's dark magic, thought Twilight. She was about to tell the others to retreat when Naruto stepped forward. I'll take these guys on, said Naruto, who took a pouncing position. But Naruto, this is different from when you were fighting the Timberwolves, said Applejack with a worried look. That's because I didn't go all out on those wolves, but with these guys, I might have to get a little serious, and I'll explain everything to you when all this is over, said Naruto. What do you mean? Twilight began to ask but stopped when she saw Naruto release a white aura from his body. What is this? It feels like magic, but at the same time it doesn't, she thought as the other mares looked on in surprise. While Pinkie Pie was excited, Naruto is glowing like a sun. This calls for a party when we get back. To say no, ha. Battle stance. Naruto called out as sea blue glaive appeared on his back, glowing brightly as if happy at being summoned after being so long dormant. Naruto turned to look at the dark ponies and grinned widely. It's showtime. Then he dashed towards them. Music start. Naruto original soundtrack. Strong and Strike. Naruto began by forming a chakra arm to grab one of the dark ponies and flinging it into the air and raised his four Hyakura no Dangan. A white rune appeared and released a wide orb which sped to the target and slammed into the pony, destroying it. He quickly flipped over the next target while channeling chakra to his tail Chakura Hoipu. It glowed white before stretching and wounding itself around the pony. Naruto proceeded to lift it and slam it into the dark pony coming in from his left and dashed towards them Garibu make Yurijinai. And rammed them with a glaive covered with chakra at high speed causing them to dissipate. Who taught you guys how to fight? Naruto taunted making 3 of the dark ponies charge at him. Naruto knocked one back with a double kick and unleashed a 5-hit combo with his glaive on another. He then formed chakra claws at his front hooves and unleashed a flurry of slashes on the third before finishing up with a cross slash, causing it to disappear. Naruto spun around and used a chakra tendril to grab the pony get over here. I'll borrow line from Scorpion and pulled it in. Channeling chakra to his horn Chakurahin Suyoku. And rammed it into the pony's chest making it fade away. Soon Naruto was surrounded by the remaining 4 but he didn't look worried. Time for the climax. Said Naruto as the Kasei no Ha glowed brightly. Kasei no Jichenji. Chakuramu. Then it faded to reveal a 3-pointed cyclone blade with curved edges on his back, Aquila from DMC. Devil May Cry but a bit larger than normal, take this. Chakuramu Seikirin. Then he used a chakra tendril to throw the chakram which flew in an orbit, striking all of the dark ponies before returning to his back and reverting to the glaive. Naruto smirked. Show's over. Music end. After making sure that there are no more enemies around with his aura Kake, Naruto was approached by the mares. Naruto, you were so amazing when you fought those baddies, said Pinkie Pie while hugging the stallion. Indeed, the way you fought was truly beautiful and artistic, said Rarity with a look of admiration. I am glad that you didn't get hurt, said Fluttershy, who was trying to hide her blush with her mane. So that's how you fought the Timberwolves back then, said Applejack with a look of understanding. AHA. I knew that you were holding back in our race, but I can't blame you, since I was also not going all out either. We'll have race soon, but this time we're going all out. Said Rainbow Dash with a grin. What kind of energy was that? I've never seen anything like it. Said Twilight who had a look of curiosity. Naruto smiled at the mares. Like I said before, I'll explain everything after we defeat Nightmare Moon, he said, and got a nod from them and then led the way to the castle. When they got to the castle and entered inside, Naruto used his aura Kake and sensed different auras within the castle. I sense the potent energy of the elements to the right, while I sense Nightmare Moon at the top of the castle, said Naruto after ending his technique. So what do we do then, Naruto? Asked Rarity, feeling that he is suited for the leadership role. I'll go face Nightmare Moon while you and the others go and get the element, said Naruto. The mares looked at him in surprise. Naruto, I don't think I like this plan of yours, you could get killed fighting against her, said Applejack, with the others nodding in agreement. Don't worry, I intend to stall her so as to give you time to find the elements and think of a way to use them, said Naruto, but they didn't look convinced. How about this? After all this is over, I spend a whole day with each of you. Okay then, since we know that you always keep your promises no matter what, then we'll go with your plan, just don't do anything stupid, said Rarity. Sure thing, and Twilight, remember that you're not alone in this, said Naruto, leaving the mare deep in thought. Soon they went their separate ways, with the mares going through a door on the right and Naruto galloping up the stairs to the top of the castle. Reaching the top, Naruto came face to face with Nightmare Moon, who stood in the throne room. Looks like this pony still hasn't learned his lesson, said Nightmare Moon with a look haughtiness, to which Naruto smirked at. Well, that time I underestimated you, but this time I'm gonna buck you off your high horse, Naruto taunted, which worked as Nightmare Moon looked at him with anger in her eyes. You will pay for your insolence with your life. She said, angrily releasing dark magic from her, but was stunned when she saw Naruto release a wide aura from his body. Kasei no Ha. Battle stance, Naruto called out, summoning the glaive once before looking at Nightmare Moon at showtime. And dashed towards her. Music start. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Ost. Boss battle Meffles. Nightmare Moon fired bolts of lightning which Naruto darted left and right to avoid. He leapt at her and spun to use a Chakura Hoipu to attack, but she dodged by flying into the air. Grovel before me, foolish pony. Yelled the dark mare, releasing a shower of meteorites upon the ninja. Naruto quickly fired a barrage of chakra projectiles at the incoming meteorites, destroying all of them, much to the mare's surprise. Where did he get this power? It doesn't feel like magic, but something else, she thought, but quickly had to dodge when Naruto threw his chakram at her, barely clipping her mane. Try to avoid this. Nightmare Moon shouted out, releasing another shower of meteorites, only that they are much bigger than the first one. Thinking quickly, Naruto formed 2 large chakra arms and began to pummel at the meteorites, breaking them into many pieces before forming 2 chakra tendrils to wrap around the last one. He swung it round before sending it back at the alicorn, landing a hit. Think of Spider-Man's hammer throw. Nightmare Moon got up and charged at Naruto with her horn glowing with a dark aura, and he responded in kind with his Shikurahin Sayoku, with both sides clashing and being knocked back by the ensuing explosion from the two energy. "You are an interesting pony, why don't you join me, and together we shall rule over Equestria," said Nightmare Moon, trying to tempt the ninja. "Thanks for the offer, but I'm happy with what I currently have," said Naruto while sticking his tongue at the mare. "How dare you refuse my offer?" shouted Nightmare Moon, who then released a beam of black magic at Naruto. Knowing that there is no way that he could this attack, Naruto called out to his glaive Kasei no Juchenji. Shiruto. The glaive glowed brightly and faded to reveal a red shield with the symbol of a white maelstrom. It is shaped like the Hylian shield. The shield immediately hovered in front of Naruto and deflected. Naruto smiled as he got an idea to use a technique and got ready to execute it. When the smoke cleared, Nightmare Moon to find the ninja only to see no trace of him. Then she heard a sound and looked up to see Naruto diving towards her with hoof that formed a chakra hand and was holding a spinning orb of energy. Rasengan. Naruto called out his attack before slamming into her and sent her crashing into a wall. What is Naruto without his Rasengan? "I will not lose to a pony like you." Nightmare Moon yelled out, releasing the largest amount of magic that she has. "Whoa, I don't think Luna has much time left, so I have to hurry. I guess I would have to use that," thought Naruto. He began to channel his chakra from within himself before raising his head to the sky and yelling out Chakiraba Tsudamoto. Immediately, his body seemed to explode with white aura, creating a pillar of light that could be seen from a far distance. When it died down, it revealed Naruto to have changed physically. The color of his mane and tail had changed to white and had become longer and flowing in the wind. His eyes are glowing with a white aura, and the shield had reverted to the glaive, but this time there were two that hovered in midair by his sides, like Sora's keyblades in final form, but in parallel. "Now then, let's continue from where we left off," said Naruto, dashing towards Nightmare Moon. Nightmare Moon wasn't exactly having the night of her life, as she is constantly launching her attacks at the Enigma and only getting a few hits in, while he is laying the pressure on her with his. The evil Alicorn unleashed black orbs that surrounded Naruto to strike him down, but he spun with his two glaives Garibu Bofu, destroying all of them before they could make contact. "Wait, could he be delaying me so as to let those mares get their hooves on the elements? I won't let succeed," thought Nightmare Moon before transforming into purple mist and flying off. "Damn. She figured out the plan, I gotta get to the others fast," thought Naruto before running after her. Music end. Meanwhile, Twilight and the others had found the elements and was focusing her magic on them, trying to find the spark needed to activate them. She continued trying to do so when Nightmare Mare busted and knocking them all back to the other side of the room. "I won't let you use the elements against me," shouted Nightmare Moon, launching a bolt of lightning at the orbs, shattering them into pieces. "No. The elements of harmony," Twilight cried out. "Ha ha ha ha. With the elements destroyed, the night will last forever," laughed Nightmare Moon. Twilight was about to fall into despair when the voice of Naruto rang inside her head. "You are not alone," and she turned to look at the mares before standing and glared at Nightmare Moon with determination in her eyes. "You think you have destroyed the elements of harmony? You are wrong, for the spirits of the elements are right here." "What?" shouted Nightmare Moon with fear in her voice. Music start. Naruto Shippuden Ost. Down. Applejack, who reassured me when I was in doubt, represents the spirit of honesty. Fluttershy, who tamed the manticore with her compassion, represents the spirit of kindness. Pinkie Pie, who banished fear by giggling in the face of danger, represents the spirit of laughter. Rarity, who calmed a sorrowful serpent with meaningful gift, represents the spirit of generosity. And Rainbow Dash, who could not abandon her friends for her own heart's desire, represents the spirit of loyalty. The broken shards began to glow and flew to their respective owners. "The spirits of the 5 ponies got us through every challenge you threw at us." Nightmare Moon took a step back in fear but still spoke up to hide it. "But you still don't have the 6th element. The spark didn't work." "But it did," said Twilight, "a different kind spark. I felt it the very moment I realized how happy I was to hear you, to see you, how much I cared about you." Turning to look at her friends, "The spark that ignited inside me when I realized that you all," then looking at Nightmare Moon, "are my friends." A bright light shone above, drawing every pony's attention to see an orb which is revealed to be the 6th element of harmony as it descended and hovered above Twilight's head. "You see, Nightmare Moon, when the elements are ignited by the spark that resides in us all, it creates the 6th element. The element of magic." The shards glowed brightly and transformed into golden necklaces with gems resembling their respective owner's cutie mark, and the orb transformed into a tiara with Twilight's cutie mark on it before settling on her head. Nightmare Moon tried to attack with a bolt of lightning, but it was deflected by a white projectile which was fired by Naruto, who landed front the mares, surprising them with his current appearance. "You? Just who are you?" she shouted. Naruto smirked and declared in a loud voice. I am Naruto Uzumaki, former ninja of the Hidden Leaf Village, former container of the nine-tailed fox. As he said those words, a glow appeared on his flank and faded to reveal the mark of a white vortex, and soon after the necklaces as well as Twilight's tiara glowed and specks of lights came out of them. They floated to Naruto and formed another necklace with a gem bearing the image of his newly acquired cutie mark. He heard a voice in his head and smiled before continuing, and I, who strive for love and salvation, represent the spirit of purity. Now it's time for the climax. Naruto levitated above the mares and held up his front hooves where a rune containing the colors of the elements of harmony. The magic of the element bearers gathered at the rune before Naruto took aim at Nightmare Moon and called out the attack. Take this. Hamanabirasudo. Before firing a rainbow-colored beam at the alicorn, who cried out in dismay. When Naruto landed on the ground, he reverted back to normal and chuckled shows over before fainting along with the others. When he woke up, Naruto saw that the mares are waking up as well and turned to where Nightmare Moon was to see a familiar alicorn on the floor. Naruto quickly galloped over to check if she is alright. "Princess Luna, are you okay?" asked Naruto, nudging her awake. Naruto, said Luna before getting and hugging the blonde stallion, much to his embarrassment. "I told you that I would definite save after all I promised," said Naruto, while blushing from the close contact with the princess, while the mares felt a bit jealous at the display. Suddenly a bright light appeared from one of the windows. Every pony looked to see the sun finally rise on the sun, and the light changed its form to reveal a tall and slender white pony. She is an alicorn with a coat of pure white and mane and tail, with the colors of the rainbow different from rainbow dashes. She wears a golden collar with a purple gem embedded in it and a golden crown. She has a cutie mark of the sun on her flank. Realizing who she is, Naruto bowed down along with the other mares, while Twilight approached her happily. "Princess Celestia," said Twilight joyfully while hugging the alicorn. Naruto stood by Luna, who looked happy as well as worried. "I believe that is Princess Celestia, your older sister?" Naruto asked Luna, who nodded. "You shouldn't be worried about what happened back then because I'm sure she understands." "Princess Luna," said Celestia as she approached Luna. Luna hesitated but walked up to her sister after receiving encouragement from Naruto. "It has been 1,000 years since I have seen you like this." Smiling gently. "Time to put our differences behind us. We were meant to rule together, little sister. Will you accept my friendship?" Hearing this, Luna teared up and hugged Celestia. "I am so sorry. I missed you, big sister." Celestia also teared up as she embraced her sister. "I missed you too." Naruto smiled gently at the scene and thought of how it would be when he and Scootaloo become family. Celestia turned to Naruto and the mares. "I wish to thank you all for saving my sister, especially you," said Celestia looking at Naruto. "It's nothing really, I mean I promised to help her," said Naruto, rubbing the back of his head before giving the white alicorn a foxy grin which she thought to be cute. "My, aren't you a modest pony? What is your name?" asked Princess Celestia. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I am the new bearer of the element of purity," said Naruto. Celestia was surprised at hearing of a new element. "I think we should return to Ponyville to check on everything, then I'll tell you my story." With that, every pony was transported to Ponyville with Celestia's magic. Chapter 6. Visiting the memories of a past life. Upon returning to Ponyville, many ponies of the town cheered at the return of Princess Celestia, as well as the revival of Princess Luna, as they rode in the golden chariot, followed by Naruto and the other mares. Naruto was feeling a bit uncomfortable since he had never received praise from a large number of people. Looking away from them, Naruto noticed that Twilight Sparkle had a sad look on her face as they walked to the town hall. "Twilight, why are you feeling so down?" said Naruto, drawing the attention of the others. "It's just that after finally making friends with you and the others, I would have to go back to Canterlot," Twilight said sadly. Hearing that, Naruto became depressed as well since he enjoys having her around despite the short time they spent together. Looking at Applejack and the other mares, they were also feeling sad at the thought of being separated. Hearing what Twilight said, Celestia told Spike to take up a pen and paper to write. "I, Princess Celestia, hereby decree that my student Twilight Sparkle is to remain in Ponyville to learn about friendship with the element bearers, as well as study on the new element of harmony and send reports about her research," said Celestia, smiling gently as Twilight hugged her in happiness. Naruto and the mares were happy at not having to be separated. Pinkie Pie was about to dash off before Naruto used his tail to grab her. "Now hold on there, party planner. Remember I said that I would tell you my story after the battle with Nightmare Moon," said Naruto, bringing their attention to him. "But before we leave, I will need Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo to come along. They should also hear of this as I don't like keeping secrets from those I care about." As soon as the fillies arrived, Princess Celestia used her magic to teleport them to the royal castle. The mares, especially Rarity, were excited to be there but calmed down since they wanted to learn more about their friend. After being led to the throne room, everyone turned to Naruto to begin his story. So tell us about your life before coming to Ponyville, said Celestia with Luna standing next to her wanting to learn about the stallion who saved her. Geez, I don't know where to begin, Naruto was saying when his glaive appeared in a flash of light. Kasei no ha. But I didn't call you out. The glaive glowed brightly, forcing every pony to close their eyes. When they opened them, they were standing in a forest with a large tree at the center of it. Where are we? Asked Rainbow Dash, looking around. This is my mindscape. Kasei no ha thought it would be better that I show you my memories of my past life, so it drew all of you in, said Naruto, who stood at the bottom of the large tree. You mean you had a past life before you came to Equestria? Said Rarity with a look of surprise. Yes, back then, I used to be a human in my world like this, said Naruto, transforming into his human form, surprising the others. I read about creatures called humans in the books. There used to be some in Equestria, but they all disappeared without a trace, said Twilight. It would seem that they disappeared to other worlds. I was there when it happened, said Princess Celestia with Luna agreeing. Well, in my world I used to live in a land called the Elemental Nations, and there are villages called the 5 Shinobi villages where ninjas live, said Naruto. You mean those warriors who fight in the shadows, use smoke to hide, and all those cool stuff, said Pinkie Pie, bouncing around excitedly, much to Naruto's amusement. Yes, and I used to be one. I lived in the Hidden Leaf village, which is one of the 5 shinobi villages, said Naruto, as a large mirror appeared and displayed an image of a village. As the ponies looked closer, they saw the stone faces on the mountain was painted with, and that a younger Naruto was running away from 2 older humans, whilst carrying a can of paint, to which they all laughed. Naruto, what was that all about? Asked Rainbow Dash while laughing with the others, wondering the same thing. When I was still at the village before I became a ninja, I used to play pranks on the village to get attention, and even the high-ranked ninjas could never catch me, said Naruto with a smirk. But why strive for attention? I'm sure your parents were there to support, said Applejack. Hearing that, a look of sadness appeared on his face which gave the mares a bad feeling. Well, to tell you the truth, a demon fox had attacked the village, and my father, who was the village leader along with my mother, sacrificed their lives to seal it away in a newborn baby, which was me, and died believing that I would be treated as a hero, but the villagers believed that I was the reincarnation of the fox and mistreated me since then, said Naruto. Upon hearing that, the mares were shocked. Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie and the fillies began to cry, wondering why something like that should happen to a pony like him. So that's why you always support me, because you know the feeling of loneliness, thought Scootaloo. It's a surprise that you didn't fall to darkness like any pony would have. How come? Said Celestia, to which Naruto smiled gently. It's because I met people who saw me for who I am and not for what I contain. They also taught me that when I want to protect those precious to me, that's when you gain true strength, said Naruto, while looking the mares, especially Luna, who nodded in understanding. Afterward, Naruto showed them his memories from his first mission, the invasion, which frightened Fluttershy a bit when they watched him against a boy who was also a container like Naruto, the battle against Orochimaru until they reached his last memory. What happened here, Naruto? Asked Rarity, who was pointing at the image of Naruto facing off against his teammate. Back at the ninja exam, Sasuke had received a cursed seal from that snake which gave him power, but corrupted him as well, and with his desire to avenge his clan, it made him leave the village to join Orochimaru in order to gain more power, said Naruto. I believe you went after him in order to bring him back to the village, since he is your friend, as well as your teammate, said Twilight. Naruto nodded in response. I was assigned to a squad to bring him back, and we split up to face each of Orochimaru's elites, till I was the last one to catch up with Sasuke. I tried to reason with him, but he wouldn't listen, so we fought, said Naruto, as the memory of the battle was displayed. The battle escalated when he used the power of the cursed seal, forcing me to use the power of the 9-tailed fox to fight back, and in the end, we clashed with our best techniques with him killing me, but I knocked him out. Then how did you come to Equestria? Asked Luna, trying to hold back tears along with the mares, who were sad at how things turned out for the blonde stallion. When I died, I met Kami-sama, who is the god of my world. She asked me what I wanted to do with the soul of the 9-tailed fox, which I requested to be sent back to its own world, as I found out that the fox was under someone's control when he attacked the village. That's also when Kasei no Ha appeared and chose me to be its wielder, and the fox unlocked my power as sign of apology before I was reborn in Equestria, said Naruto. But Naruto, don't you miss them back in your world? Asked Fluttershy worriedly. It's true that I miss them, however I have you all who are precious to me, and I will be with you forever, and that's a promise, said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the fillies run up to Naruto and hug him. The mares were also happy to hear that he cares about them very much. Is the power the fox gave you the one you used back at the Evertree Forest? Asked Twilight. Yes, it enables me to use my chakra to form anything as well as enhance my physical abilities. Also I can use magic, but I need to learn how. I'm sure you could teach me, said Naruto, to which she nodded. My Kasei no Ha is a special glaive that can transform into anything I wish during battle, and I am still training to master its power. Soon the glaive glowed brightly again and they were back in the throne room and returned itself back to Naruto. "So what would you do now, Naruto? Would you travel throughout the land?" asked Applejack with a hint of sadness that is mirrored by the other mares and fillies. Naruto shook his head in negative. "No, I am rather happier staying in Ponyville with you all as you are all precious to me, besides I promised to spend a day with each of you," said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the mares blush at the thought of spending time alone with the stallion. After giving Princess Celestia the elements of harmony, Naruto and the mares were transported back to Ponyville, not before he promised to visit every once in a while. Chapter 7. Days with the mares. It had been a couple of days since the battle against Nightmare Moon, things had settled down at Ponyville. Since Twilight Sparkle and Spike now live in the library, Naruto took a temporal residence at the Apple family's home, much to Applejack's joy and the envy of the other mares. Naruto is currently on his bed thinking deeply about what he plans on how he will spend the days with one of the mares. "I wonder what I should do," thought Naruto, then he looked at the crystals and scrolls that lay on top of the table. Whenever he got time, Naruto would practice on his Fuinjutsu and study the crystals that had piqued his curiosity. Normally the crystal would be transparent, but when he channels his chakra or magic into them, they change colors and then revert back to normal. As for his Fuinjutsu, he would normally use his chakra arms to draw, but lately started using his tail as it is more accurate and clear. He came on a dead end when he realized that only he could properly use the seals, but theorized that magic could serve as a substitute but needs a medium which he found in the crystals. Maybe using Fuinjutsu on the crystals would give them a special effect like storage, heating and much more he thought, but decided to think about it later since he has to spend time with one of the main six tomorrow. Next day. With Pinkie Pie. The next day, Naruto headed to the town square to meet up with Pinkie Pie to spend time together. When he got there she was nowhere to be seen. For Pinkie not to be here must mean that she is going to surprise me from out of nowhere, since I always fail to detect her. Despite being a ninja, Naruto signed in resignation. Sure enough, he was tackled to the ground by a pink blur, which revealed to be the excitable mare. "Naru. I'm so happy to see you, so what are we going to do today? Plan a party? Run all over the place? Ha ha ha," said Pinkie Pie, bouncing around. "Actually Pinks, I was planning that we have fun cooking something for each over. After all, you always treat me to the snacks at the sugar cube corner, so I want to do the same for you, and I want you to try out the food from my world, although it will be a bit different from the original," said Naruto, while using his tail to lift Pinkie from him in order to get up from the ground. "Okay Naru. Let's go to the sugar cube corner since it's closed for the day. I'm sure whatever you cook will taste great, and I'm also going to bake a cake so that we can eat together, so let's go," said Pinkie Pie before grabbing Naruto and dragging him to the sweet shop, much to the amusement of the ponies around. When they got to the shop, Pinkie immediately began on preparing the cake while Naruto watched from a distance. Whoa, Pinkie really knows how to work her way around the place. That bears testament to how skilled she is at baking, thought Naruto as he looked on for a while, but then got up and approached Pinkie. "Hey Pinks, mind if I lend a hoof? I'm that it will be quicker and more fun that way," said Naruto and was then hugged by Pinkie. "You're right Naru, it will definitely be more fun that way, so let's get started," said Pinkie Pie. Soon, they went on at the preparations. It was going smoothly, but chaos reared its head when Naruto playfully flicked a bit of batter from the spoon at Pinkie, which landed on her face. Retaliating, she flicked a bit of batter back at him. Soon the exchange turned into all-out war, resulting in a messy kitchen and the duo laughing at each other. Feeling curious at how the batter tasted, Naruto licked it of Pinkie's face, which left her blushing, making him blush as well. "Sorry about that, my curiosity got the better of me," said Naruto while rubbing the back of his head. "It's okay Naru, I would have done the same just for fun," said Pinkie smiling although her heart was beating very fast. After cleaning the kitchen, the duo continued until they put it into the oven. "Now that it's in the oven, watch me cook the greatest dish gifted to humans by the gods. Ramen," said Naruto with pride while Pinkie watched from a distance. Thanks to helping Tucci and Am in cooking the ramen at Ichiraku, he was well knowledge in cooking the dish and soon the soup was bubbling on the stove and is about to work on the dough. "Now watch a master at work," Naruto called out to Pinkie Pie, who looked on in excitement. Naruto formed a Rasengan with a chakra arm which amazed Pinkie and slammed it onto the mixture, which began to spin and stir until the technique faded away. With the spinning of the Rasengan, the ingredients would be evened out and make the noodles more tasty, said Naruto. Then he formed another chakra arm and proceeded to pound it until it was tough. With that, the dough is now firm enough to be made into strings without breakage, said Naruto. Then he began to twist and stretch until it's in strings before using the Chikura Hansarasu to cut them. I applied what he, Chaoji and Sakura did on episode 168. "That's so cool with what you did Naru, I've never seen anything like it," said Pinkie Pie, who was amazed by the display. Thanks Pinks, now all we have to do is boil the noodles in hot water and then we are all set, said Naruto smiling. After the ramen was ready and the cake had cooled down, they carried them to the table. You may have the first taste Pinks, I'm sure it will be unforgettable, said Naruto with anticipation. Pinky took a bite of the ramen and have a shocked look on her face which worried Naruto until he saw sparkles in eyes. Wow. This has to be the tastiest I had aside from muffins, the others have to try it. Said Pinky who was barely able to contain herself. Sure but for now it's just you and me, so let's have some of the cake that you made, said Naruto. After eating the cake and ramen, he bade farewell to the excitable mare and went back to rest for the next day. Next day. With Rainbow Dash. Naruto was heading towards the highest hill in the town, where he and Rainbow Dash often meet up to chat and have fun. As he was trotting to the meeting place, Naruto sensed a slight disturbance in the air and spun to the side, and he used his tail to stretch out to catch a blue blur before it introduced itself to the ground. You really need to work on your landings, after all you are the best flyer around, said Naruto with a smirk at the Pegasus who was blushing in embarrassment. Sorry about that Naruto, I was trying to surprise you before you get to our usual spot, said Rainbow Dash with a grin. You know, if you were a Pegasus I wonder who the fastest in the air would be, since you've proven to be the fastest on the ground. I'm sure that I would lose to you, besides it's not like I would form my ow hold on this gives me an idea. Said Naruto as a look of realization appeared on his face. He closed his eyes and focused on his chakra before calling out Chakura no Tsubasa, then a pair of wings made of chakra appeared from his back. After flapping them wings to get a feel of them, Naruto turned to Rainbow Dash who had a look of surprise. Can I get some flying lessons from an accomplished flyer such as yourself? Said Naruto with a grin. Sure thing, come on let's get to the hill and I'll show you the basics, said Rainbow Dash with excitement and dragged him to the hill. Why do I always get dragged around? Thought Naruto but wasn't bothered about it much to his surprise. Soon Rainbow Dash had Naruto learning how to use his new wings to fly, and after a few tries, he was able to take off and learn how to glide, ascend and land, although he crashed on his first attempt, making Rainbow Dash laugh at him, calling it karma. After some more training, Naruto became proficient in the ability to fly which surprised Rainbow Dash. Whoa Naruto, you aren't a Pegasus, and yet you are flying like one who has been able to do so his whole life, said Rainbow Dash who was flying beside him. I was thinking the same thing, but it feels right. Hey Dash, I just got some ideas on aerial acrobatics, which I'm sure the Wonderbolts have never come up with, said Naruto. Really? What are these ideas of yours? Asked Rainbow Dash with excitement. Just follow my lead and do what I do, said Naruto, who then picked up speed and rose to the sky. Music start. Super Mario 64 Ost. Powerful Mario. Rising to the sky, Naruto flapped his wings and tucked himself in and flipped forward several times and then looped backwards to maintain his flight. Rainbow Dash did the same and was able to pull it off with little air. Naruto then tucked his wings, making him go into a free fall while doing a barrel roll, then he quickly pulled up and ascended to the sky with great speed. Now you try it out but be careful with the free fall, said Naruto. Sure thing Naruto, I'm sure I'll get it in the first try like the other one, said Rainbow Dash with confidence. She tried the maneuver, but then Naruto realized that she won't be able to break out of the free fall early enough, so he quickly dove after Rainbow Dash and caught her on his back before she crashed to the ground. I'm sorry about messing that move up, said Rainbow Dash sadly, but Naruto shook his head. It's not your fault, that move was tricky, so all we need to do is practice at it until you can even do it in your sleep, said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the mare blush at his smile and the close contact with his body. He feels quite warm to the touch, thought Rainbow Dash. Resuming on the practice, Naruto came up with the idea of having Rainbow Dash fly behind him and then overtake him like a slingshot, which he called drafting, which he told her is great strategy to use in a racer competition. Then the duo began to create combination moves. One such example is the dual tornado, where they fly in circles at high speed, which creates a tornado capable of drawing in anything within its range. But these moves, I'm sure that will be in the Wonderbolts. I'm sure they will let you join, since you can form your own wings, said Rainbow Dash happily. Music end. Maybe, but right now we need to perfect them, anyway it's getting late, so I'll see you later, said Naruto, who decided to walk back. After saying goodbye to each other, Rainbow Dash and Naruto headed back to their homes to rest. Next day. With Fluttershy. The next morning, Naruto had arrived at Fluttershy's home carrying a picnic basket, and Owl the Blue Jay was sitting on his head as usual, who also wanted to spend the day with the both of them. Knocking on the door, he waited until it was opened by the shy mare. Hello Naruto, stuttered Fluttershy, although she was happy to see him. He was about to reply when he was suddenly tackled to the ground by the animals, who were happy to see he blonde stallion. Please be careful or you might hurt him. Hello Fluttershy, I was hoping that we would go out and have a picnic, oh, and the others can along as well, since I've packed enough for everyone, said Naruto happily. Unable to say anything since her shyness took over, Fluttershy could only nod while the animals were ecstatic at being allowed to come along. Later Naruto led the group to a large oak tree that grew on the top of tall hill overlooking the town. This is one of my favorite spots as its view reminds me of the view I would get when standing at the top of the Hokage monument back at the Hidden Leaf Village. Do you miss your old home? Asked Fluttershy. Yeah, I miss my old friends, and there are times I wish that I would visit it once, said Naruto with a look of sadness, which made the shy Pegasus feel a little guilty until she saw him smile at her. But I am happy because I have formed bonds with you, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Twilight Sparkle and every pony else here. But enough reminiscing, let's have some fun. Naruto had brought along a ball to play with the animals, and soon they played a game of catch. They were able to convince Fluttershy to join in, which made her happy. But then one of the birds had injured one of its wings, and Fluttershy had forgotten to bring her first aid kit. She was about to fly back to the house when Naruto stopped her. Hold on Shy. I should be able to heal this level of injury, said Naruto. Then he channeled bit of his chakra to his front hoof over the bird's wing, healing it within a few seconds. It tweeted happily and flew to his head, making out glare with jealousy. Bachan had taught me how to use my chakra to heal small injuries when I don't have a first aid kit, said Naruto. Fluttershy sighed in relief as she was worried for the bird's health. After eating the lunch Naruto brought with him, Fluttershy saw him bring out a strange instrument which piqued her curiosity. Naruto what kind of instrument is that? She asked. This is an ocarina, it's like a flute, but with more holes. I like to play music as it calms my nerves and makes me relax, and I'm good at different types of music, would you like to listen? Naruto said. Fluttershy and the animals nodded. Then he formed his chakra arms to hold it and began to play a tune, In Your Belief from Asura's Wrath Ost, from the ocarina. As he played, Fluttershy and the animals began to relax, and the winds carried the melody throughout Ponyville, and any pony who heard it felt at peace. A certain light gray Pegasus who was at her home heard it as well. This melody makes me feel calm, as if there is nothing to worry about. I wonder who is playing it. I hope to meet the pony, she thought. Meanwhile upstairs a filly looks out of a window when she heard the song as well. I feel warm and happy listening to this song. I wish Mom and I would meet this pony. I hope it's a stallion, she thought happily before going to bed, using the song as a lullaby. Elsewhere a dark grey earth pony listened to the song with interest. Whoever is playing the song is quite talented. I hope to meet this pony at an opportune time, she thought before trotting away. Back with Naruto, when he finished playing the song he looked around to see that all of the animals had fallen asleep, then he saw Fluttershy sleeping while leaning onto him, and his tail had subconsciously curled around her. It didn't take long until Fluttershy woke up and noticed how close she is with the stallion. She let out an eep before hiding behind the oak tree, trying to hide her blush. SSS, sorry about sleeping on you, Naruto said Fluttershy while peeking from behind the tree. It's fine Shy, I'm okay with it, said Naruto with a foxy grin. Her behavior is just like Hinata, but it doesn't bother me at all, he thought. Let's wake the others up and I'll escort you home. Fluttershy nodded in agreement. Soon Naruto saw her off at her home before heading home. Next day. With Rarity. Naruto had arrived at the Carousel Boutique to meet with Rarity. Knocking on the door, it was open to reveal the white unicorn. Hello Naruto, it's good to see you. I was just thinking of you, said Rarity smiling happily. Hi Rare, good to see you too, and please stop teasing me, said Naruto while blushing in embarrassment. Rarity giggled softly at the blonde stallion's reaction. Anyway, I will need your help in making some clothes for a special event at Canterlot, and I hope to learn of your clothes from your world, said Rarity. Sure thing Rare, I even need your help in making some clothes, plus I've got some ideas for you, said Naruto getting himself ready to help out Rarity. Later on, Naruto served as Rarity's mannequin as she used her magic to use her tools to fit the fabrics, as well as measure them and cut to size. So far so good, but it seems that we are low on gems, but we are close to the deadline, said Rarity with a look of worry. Don't worry Rare, I know just the substitute, just wait a bit, said Naruto before galloping out of the shop, making the white unicorn wonder what he is up to. It wasn't long when Naruto returned with his satchel, which he opened to reveal the crystals. Where did you get such beautiful crystals, Naruto? I've never seen them before whenever I go out gem collecting. Asked Rarity, who looked mesmerized at the sight of the crystals. I found them in the cave I woke up from, and it seems like they are special cause when I channel either my chakra or magic they change color, so I am researching on them, but I can spare these, said Naruto with a smile. Thank you Naruto. With these crystals, this would be one of my greatest works yet. Said Rarity, who jumped at Naruto and hugged him and nuzzled his face, which rubbed his whisker marks, making him purr. After a minute, they separated from each other blushing bright red. Well, let's get back to work, shall we? Why yeah, let's hurry so that we can start on the ideas I have, said Naruto shaking his head as if to clear his thoughts. They resumed on making the clothes, then they finished and wrapped them in parcels for delivery. Now that we are done with the requests, I needed your help in making some clothes. Of course dear, so what are we making? Said Rarity with a twinkle in her eye. Soon the duo had made a hoodie jacket which was black and orange with a red spiral on the back. Consider the base design from Naruto's Shippuden outfit, a long coat with a hood with a black collar with red flames and a kanji for purity, Naruto's coat from Sage Mode, and a pair of goggles which he now wears around his neck. These clothes look very good on you, makes you quite the handsome stallion. Then that makes me the most handsome stallion alongside the most beautiful mare of Ponyville, Naruto teased playfully, making Rarity blush at the thought of it. Anyway, I'll see you around. After leaving the boutique and on the way back to the house, Naruto thought to himself, I'll need to get back to the cave to get more of the crystals and place a seal on it to prevent trespassers from discovering it. Next day. With Applejack. Naruto woke up early next morning to spend the day with Applejack, so he put on his new jacket, went downstairs to have breakfast with the Apple family. Good morning everyone, said Naruto. Everyone turned and smiled at the appearance of the stallion. Ever since he moved in, it was never a dull moment with him, as he always livened things up with his personality and antics. Granny Smith often says that he could become part of the family for real by marrying Applejack, which embarrasses both ponies, making them blush red like the apples in the farm. Howdy Naruto, aren't you looking dandy today? You got those clothes from Rarity, right? Cause she is the only one to do so, said Applejack, admiring the new look on the blonde stallion. Thanks AJ, Rare and I made them together since I felt that I need a wardrobe change, since I didn't have much choice of clothes back at where I came from, said Naruto, making the mare nod in understanding, as they don't need any pony to learn of his origins. Ready for the usual apple bucking? Said Naruto as he headed for the fields with Apple Bloom riding on his back as usual. Sure thing Naruto, I'm right behind ya and there is something I want to ask from you, said Applejack, who was close behind. Okay, after we finish with the chores then you can ask me what you need, said Naruto, taking position under a tree to bucket in order to knock down some apples. After Big Mac joined in bucking the apples. The trio worked on gathering the apples and then they went to the stall to sell their daily wares, and when they were done, Applejack led Naruto to the field. So what is it you want to ask of me AJ? Asked Naruto with a lot of curiosity. Well, the thing is that I was hoping that you could teach me how to fight with your fighting style, said Applejack nervously. Naruto looked surprised but then asked seriously. Why do you want me to teach you, Piñato? It's because I want to be able to protect my family and friends from harm, because I care about them, said Applejack, while looking determined, to which Naruto smiled brightly. Then my answer is yes, said Naruto happily, and found himself in a bear hug by Applejack, who was happy to be taught. Later on, Naruto was teaching the mare the basic katas of the fighting style, since he knew that she was fit to do it. Applejack, you must remember that when facing an opponent, you must be aware of your surroundings, as anything can either help or obstruct you in the battle. You must also know when you must attack, defend, or better yet counter, as attacking an opponent deals more damage than normal. When against an enemy who uses long-range attacks, then he must be weak at close combat. A close-range opponent is helpless against long-range attacks, said Naruto. He knew how to teach, due to spending time with Konohamaru, Mogi and Yuden, when he didn't have any missions. Is there anything else I should be aware of? Asked Applejack, who was listening with rapt attention. You must be very careful when fighting against enemies who have a lot of experience, as they will make it difficult for you to get a hit on them. I'm sure you remember seeing that in one of my memories, said Naruto. Applejack nodded, remembering the battle he had with Kabuto. And another thing, I want to tell you what my teacher back then told me. Those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. Let's get going before we're late for dinner, said Naruto, helping Applejack up with his tail, and the duo headed back to the house, eat and sleep because of the training. Next day. With Twilight Sparkle. Naruto was at the front of the library where Twilight and Spike now reside. Knocking on the door, it was answered by the young dragon. Hey Naruto. It's great to see you, said Spike happily. The baby dragon had taken a liking to the blonde stallion, as Naruto often drops by when Twilight is out to keep him company and treats him to the gems he finds from the caves during his explorations and enjoys the stories of Naruto's pranks from his dimension. Yo Spike, how's it going? Is Twilight around? Said Naruto, smiling at the dragon. Yeah, she is inside waiting you, and I can tell she is excited to learn more about you and your powers, said Spike. Thanks Spike. Oh, I almost forgot. Here is some of your favorite gems I found in a cave. Just be sure to hide from Twilight or she will fuss about me spoiling you too much, said Naruto, winking at Spike, who winked back before entering inside to meet with Twilight, who reading a book. Hi Twilight. How are things going for you? Said Naruto, smiling at Twilight, who smiled in return. Hello Naruto, it's good to see you. Things are okay with me, and I was hoping to talk to you about your powers and other things, said Twilight. No problem, so what is it you want to know? said Naruto, who sat across the table ready to answer her questions. Well, I wanted to know about this energy that you call chakra, as I've read a lot of books but found nothing helpful, said Twilight, who had a pen and paper ready using her magic. Well, chakra is an energy created by combining physical energy and mental energy. It enables any pony who uses it to perform feats that no normal pony can perform, and it also serves as a source of life, so should one completely exhaust his chakra, he dies, said Naruto. Okay then, what can you do with chakra, can you give me some examples? Said Twilight, writing on the paper. I've seen ninjas from different villages use their chakra to execute techniques with the elements like shoot fire, wield lightning, control water and other things. I used to create solid copies of myself in battle, and a certain elite ninja could perform illusions. However, all of these techniques require us to use our hands to form a string of certain signs to perform, but there are some techniques that don't require hand signs. For example, now that I am a pony I can't use clone duplication anymore, but I can use my father's technique, the Rasengan, said Naruto, forming a chakra arm to create a spiraling ball of energy which amazed Twilight. Thanks for telling me, Naruto, I'm to learn more from you later on, so is there anything that you want to know? Said Twilight, putting the pen and paper away. Naruto thought deeply before remembering something that was at the back of his mind. Actually, I wanted to know more about magic since it is foreign to me. I already know about the basic information and how to channel it to my horn, but I need your help on how to use it. Said Naruto. I can teach you about levitation and other basics, but magic is capable of doing a lot of things as new magic is discovered everything, said Twilight, displaying an example by levitating a book from the top of a bookshelf. Naruto tried it as well and was able to levitate a book from the shelf thanks to training on his Shikura no Sosa Gejutsu, which made it easier to use his magic. Since Twilight says that you can create your own magic, since there is no fixed element on a pony unlike back at the elemental nations, then I wonder if. Thought Naruto, then he asked Twilight, can you take me to where there is a lake? With a look of curiosity, Twilight teleported the both of them to a nearby lake. What do you plan to do, Naruto? He didn't answer but channeled magic to his horn, making it glow orange, and then a stream of water rose from the lake and slammed into a tree, surprising the mare. What was that? She shouted. Well, I thought of using magic to create a stream of water and it worked. I got the idea from a certain ninja I met on a mission. I think I'll call it water stream, said Naruto, rubbing the back of his head. Is it possible for me to learn it? Asked Twilight with a look of excitement, to which Naruto nodded. Yeah, the magic is in a way that a lot of unicorns with good control of their magic can use it, and if I come up with any more, then you'll be the first to know, said Naruto. Twilight blushed at being able to learn new magic with the blonde stallion. Let's return, it's been a long day for the both of us. Soon after leaving the library, Naruto checked out the Apple's mailbox and saw a message addressed to him from Mayor Mare. Then he went to his room and opened the letter to read, and by the time he was done reading, Naruto was smiling happily. With this I can finally commence with my plan for a certain some pony, he thought. Taking off his jacket, Naruto went to bed thinking of how happy a certain pony would be. Chapter 8. A new home and a new family. It is a sunny day in Ponyville, and every pony is going on with their regular duties, however they feel as if there is something missing, and after a minute of thinking, every pony realized that a certain blonde stallion hasn't been seen recently, as he would be seen trotting through the street greeting every pony with his cheerful personality. This has been noticed by Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Rarity and Twilight Sparkle, as they spend the most time with the blonde stallion, so they decided to meet up to discuss this mysterious occurrence. The next day, the main six met up at the Sugar Cube corner where they gathered at the table with Pinkie Pie, bringing in muffins for them to snack during the meeting. Have any of you guys noticed that Naruto has been spending less time than usual when hanging out with us? Said Twilight while thinking deeply. Whenever he comes to the library to study magic with me, he seems to have his mind wander and is always in a hurry to leave, saying that he has some urgent matters to attend to, and he won't reveal what they are every time I ask, which makes me suspect that he is up to something. Even Spike says that Naruto doesn't come around these days. You're right about that, Twilight, said Rainbow Dash. Whenever I challenge Naruto to a friendly competition or want to just hang around, he always refuses, saying that he doesn't have the time to waste and he has something to do, but I don't see him doing anything for any pony in the town. Scootaloo says that Naruto has been seen carrying something in his satchel and makes sure that nobody sees what's inside, which makes me believe that he's got something going on. The mares were surprised, as they all know that Naruto is not the kind of pony who would turn down a challenge, especially from Rainbow Dash, who both are alike in so many ways, since they both have a competitive nature. I've not been seeing Naru either, said Pinkie Pie, who was munching on a muffin. He hasn't been coming around the shop to help with the orders or to assist in planning on the parties. Whenever I find Naru and try our usual surprises, he just disappears, which is strange as I was always able to find and surprise him without getting caught, which is different from the normal routine, so he must be planning something, maybe a secret party. The mares shook their heads to the conclusion that Pinkie Pie came up with, but were shocked that Naruto would be able to hide from the pink mare, as every pony knows that it is almost impossible to detect or hide from Pinkie Pie, who is practically a master at surprising ponies. I haven't been seeing him too, said Fluttershy timidly. He hasn't been coming around to visit for a while, and all the animals misses him. They really like playing with him. The birds told me that they have been seeing Naruto going in and out of town, sometimes carrying his satchel or pulling a cart that is covered with a blanket. He came around once and told me that he would be busy and let us know when he is done. Even now the blue jay hasn't been with him either. Every pony knew that all of the animals enjoys Naruto's company, which Fluttershy describes as soothing and makes them feel safe, so it must be serious for him to be visiting them. Well, Naruto has been coming to the boutique, said Rarity with a depressed look, but only when I have a deadline to meet with the ponies who ordered some clothes to be made, but after he is done he would immediately saying that he has some things to collect. Sweetie Belle would ask for his whereabouts, as he usually helps with her designs, as she normally messes them up. Well, the same could be said on my side, said Applejack. Recently I've noticed that Naruto would wake up early in the morning and eat his breakfast like he is in a hurry and would leave after he is done with the apple bucking. He even postponed my training in the Piñato, saying that he has something going on and that we could pick up on my training later. Apple Bloom often asks what he is up to, and he would always say that it is a secret and that he would reveal it in good time, as he doesn't want to spoil the surprise, but sometimes I would notice him carrying papers containing drawings which I've never seen before. Hearing the statements, the main six came to the conclusion that Naruto is secretly doing something that he doesn't want any pony to find out, which has something to do with his going in and out of town, the strange drawings, what he carries in his satchel, and the amount of time that he spends with them. They want to find out what he is planning, whether he likes it or not. Well, I say that we keep an eye on Naruto and follow him to whatever secret he is hiding, as we are his friends and are concerned, said Rainbow Dash, to which the mares reluctantly agreed, seeing as they don't have any other ideas. The next 2 weeks didn't go too well for the mares, as Naruto always slips out of their radar. Whenever Pinkie tries to stalk Naruto, he would quickly disappear from her side and leave behind a note saying better luck next time. Rainbow wasn't having much luck either, despite being the fastest pony around, as Naruto would outmaneuver her and hide in different places, making her give up the search. Fluttershy would try to have the birds and animals follow his trail and scent, but it often leads to wild goose chases, as it sometimes makes them go in circles. Twilight tried to talk to Naruto in order to make him slip up about what he has been up, but he was extremely tight-lipped about it and wouldn't talk about it. Applejack didn't do anything. However, Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo tried to talk to Naruto about what he has been up to, but he would always tell them that it's a secret and would always smile at Scootaloo before leaving. This continued for a while until they finally gave up and following the blonde stallion. One morning, Applejack woke up to some pony knocking on her door and went to open it, only to find no pony there but a letter on the floor. Opening the letter, it read out, "Meet me at the town square and I'll reveal the secret, as I am well aware that you have been following me and trying to find out what I've been up since I haven't been spending much time with you, and for that I apologize. Be sure to bring along Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo, as I have a nice surprise for them as well. I would write more, but I prefer to wait until you show up to see it. Naruto." After reading the letter, Applejack immediately left for the town square with Apple Bloom, since there was no school today. When she arrived, she saw the other mares along with the fillies who just arrived as well. "I guess you all received the same letter I got." They all nodded to confirm. "Yeah, Naruto wrote on the letter that he would tell about this secret that he was able to keep from us," said Twilight with Spike riding on her back. "It's about time that we finally find out he has been hiding. It's been nagging me for a long time that I even have trouble sleeping," said Rainbow Dash, much to the agreement of the others. "Hey guys," said a familiar voice. The mares looked upwards to see the evasive blonde stallion descending towards them with his chakra wings. No sooner had he landed when he was tackled to the ground by Pinkie Pie, with the fillies following suit. "Oh Naru, we really missed you. We haven't been seeing you much at all. Where have you been?" said Pinkie Pie, who has wrapped Naruto in a tight hug, making it difficult for him to breathe, so Twilight had to use her levitation spell to lift the overexcited mare from the barely alive stallion. Naruto rubbed the back of his head sheepishly and said, "Well, I wanted to surprise you all with what I had planned, but I didn't want you to spoil the surprise, which was why I prevented you from following me, as well as asking me questions about it. Although I'm sorry about not spending much time with you guys, what I'm about to show you will more than make up for it. So follow me and I'll show you." With that, Naruto walked out of the town square with the mares following close behind, curious about where they are going. It took a while until they arrived upon a sight which stunned them, as they've never seen anything like this before. "Welcome to my new humble abode. I call it the Uzumaki Mansion," said Naruto while dramatically showing them the new home that was built near the outskirts of town. It is a two-story building with an Eastern country design, Japanese in other words. There is a stone path to the mansion with a lawn of grass at both sides and an apple tree on the left side. Come on in, I'll give you a tour. As the mares toured through the new building, Naruto revealed to them that there are 2 bathrooms located on the 2 floors and several guest rooms on the 2nd floor, hint hint, and a balcony, a living room, a library much to Twilight's excitement, a training room at the basement. A kitchen which had a door leading to the back of the house to reveal a small garden on the right side and a very large oak tree which had a wooden spiral staircase leading to a treehouse built at the top. I had it built so that you girls could have your CMC meetings there or to just come and hang out, said Naruto with a smile. He was tackled to ground by the fillies who were muttering thank you repeatedly. There was a lake at the center with a summer hut built over it. There were also some small trees and flowers planted around. There is one last room I need to show you, as there is some I won't give you all. Naruto led them back into the mansion to a room opposite the entrance to the training room. It is a room where there are tools, materials and other items on shelves and a table at the end. This is my workroom where I make special items and examine any artifacts I might discover when I move around Equestria every once in a while. Wow, this place is amazing. Where did you get the money to build it? Asked Rainbow Dash. I went to Mayor Mare with the blueprints I made and gave her some crystals which I'm sure you are familiar with. Rarity, said Naruto, pointing to the crystals on the table with his tail. Are those the crystals you gave to me on that day? Asked Rarity, to which Naruto confirmed by nodding. I'm sure you remember about how I study the art of Fuinjutsu. Asked Naruto, to which the mares nodded. Well, normally you need chakra to be able to use it, but I discovered that magic can serve as an alternate option, and these crystals produce special effects when I draw a seal on them and can recharge themselves by absorbing magic in the atmosphere. The mares, especially Twilight, were surprised at what Naruto was telling them, as this could really help a lot of ponies. What are the special effects when you apply these seals on them? Asked Twilight excitedly. Well, so far I've discovered that the crystals can produce heat or light, storage without weight, and I just discovered that it can produce a barrier to guard against physical as well as magic attacks. I have even fitted them already, so hold and let me get them. Naruto went to a closet and brought out a box and placed it on the table. He took out a bracelet with a white crystal that has a symbol drawn on it attached and gave it to Twilight, who wore it on her hoof. All you have to do is call out protect. And it will do the rest. Protect, said Twilight. Immediately the bracelet glowed and a transparent dome appeared surrounding her, amazing the mares who were watching. Wow, that's so cool, said Pinkie Pie, bouncing excitedly. Naruto gave the other mares more of the bracelets and went back to the closet to bring another box. I've got something made for you girls, specially made, said Naruto. He gave Rarity a black hairpin with flowers and a violet crystal. For Fluttershy is a hair clip in the shape of a pink butterfly and a yellow crystal. For Pinkie is a string of beads with a pink crystal. For Applejack and Twilight is a medallion with an orange and red crystal respectively. These crystals have the ability to store any amount of items no matter the size. All you have to do is be near the item and call out store. And when you want to bring out an item, then call out release. Then the name of the item. Then he gave Rainbow Dash a pair of goggles which is similar to his own, but the crystals have been formed into transparent lenses. These goggles grants you the ability to see in the dark and locate magic signatures. Thanks a lot, Naruto, this will really help with my flying, said Rainbow Dash. Thank you, Naru, now I can pack more of my party stuff, said Pinkie, hugging the blonde stallion. She's right, I can always keep my books nearby when I need them, said Twilight. Thank you for the gift, Naruto, said Fluttershy while trying to hide her blushing face. Thank you, dear, this hairpin makes me look more beautiful, said Rarity happily. I'm really happy to receive this from you, so thanks, Naruto, said Applejack. You're all welcome, and before I forget, I have one more surprise and it's for you, Scootaloo, said Naruto, to which the said filly looked at him in surprise. Read this. Naruto gave a piece of paper to her to read. After reading through it, Scootaloo started to cry and tackled him to the ground. What was it you read, Scootaloo? Asked Rainbow Dash, to which she replied happily, it is the adoption papers from the orphanage, meaning that Naruto is now my big brother. Upon hearing that, the mares were shocked for a moment and then they were happy that Scootaloo finally has a family. After hanging around the mansion and testing out the crystals, the mares left, leaving Naruto and Scootaloo, as he had packed her belongings secretly to surprise his new sister. Big bro? Asked Scootaloo while fidgeting. What is it, lil sis? Said Naruto curiously. Can I sleep together with you tonight? Of course, I was just about to ask you the same thing, said Naruto happily. Soon they went to his room and slept. Now I have a new home, a new family and a new life. I'm looking to what adventures I will have in the future. This is Hussbek Online with a new chapter. Sorry about the delay, I was lost on the road of life. Anyway, I've given Naruto a new home and made Scootaloo his sister. I intend to have him meet Derpy later on, as well as Octavia and… Chapter 9. Meeting at Ditz. It is a beautiful morning at the Uzumaki mansion in Ponyville when Naruto woke up from the rays of the sun, although slightly annoyed at waking up from a nice dream. Why did I have to wake up at the moment I leapt off the springboard and was about to splash into a giant bowl of ramen? Sometimes I hate you, son, thought Naruto, pouting at the sun. Anyway, I'd better go wake up Scootaloo for breakfast or she will be late for school. He trotted upstairs and quietly opened the door to his sister's bedroom to her still asleep. He went over and nudged her. Wake, Scoots, wake up, you have to get ready for school, and you don't want to be late. Scootaloo woke up and rubbed her eyes before turning to her brother with a smile. Sure thing, bro, I'll take a bath before coming downstairs to have breakfast. Naruto smiled back and went downstairs to the kitchen and began to prepare breakfast, which was a plate of sandwiches, orange juice, apples and salad. Then he went ahead to prepare a lunchbox for Scootaloo to eat at school and one for himself, as he plans to have lunch at the park after his daily run in the town. After preparing breakfast, Naruto willed his chakra arms and used them to carry the platter to the summer hut and waited for Scootaloo, who showed up wearing a pair of goggles on her forehead and a medallion around her neck. Naruto had made some more of the items and gave them to the fillies, excluding the goggles, which was for his sister. Since she began to live with her brother, she was very happy as he would care for her and play with her and others, especially when they formed the Cutie Mark Crusaders, as they searched for their talents and activities, and he is around to guide them, as well as keep them out of trouble, although he is not above playing pranks every once in a while. After a hearty breakfast, Naruto packed their lunchboxes into his satchel and went to the entrance of the mansion, where he turned to Scootaloo with a grin. "Wheels or wings?" asked Naruto. "Wings, besides I've already stored my scooter in my medallion. I plan to hang out with Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle at her place after school," said the young filly, who jumped onto Naruto's back. "Alright then, just hold on tight, Chikura no Tsubasa," said Naruto as wings made of energy appeared. Then he leapt into the air and flew. It was a fun flight to school for Scootaloo as Naruto was performing tricks along the way before finally landing at their destination, much to her disappointment. "Alright, have a good day at school, and I'll pick you up at AJ's place later in the day after." Give her the lunchbox, which she sealed into her medallion. Naruto trotted off to the sugar cube corner in order to buy some snacks to add to his lunch. Can't have a picnic without muffins, otherwise it's a crime. Meanwhile, a certain mare felt happy all of a sudden. It felt like someone is appreciating the taste of muffins. "I hope to meet the pony soon," she thought happily as she waited for her daughter to come downstairs. She is a Pegasus with a coat of bluish gray with mane and tail of pale light grayish green. She has cutie mark of 2 large bubbles and 5 smaller ones surrounding them on her flank. What is most noticeable is her grayish yellow eyes, which are crossed. "Dinky Doo, aren't you done yet?" "Coming, mom." A voice called out as a young filly came down the stairs. She is a unicorn with a coat of pale purple, a blonde mane and tail and yellow eyes. "I'm ready." She happily approached her mother. "It's my day off from mail delivery, so how about we go for a walk around before we go and get some muffins from the sugar cube corner," said the mare. With that, they left their home, not knowing of the special encounter that they would have with a certain blonde stallion. Naruto was galloping excitedly to the sugar cube corner while greeting every pony along the way until he finally reached his location. When he entered the shop, he tackled to the ground by a pink blur, but he smiled happily knowing who it was behind the tackle. "Pioneru, it's been a while since I last saw you here," said Pinkie Pie, bouncing happily. "Geez, Pinks, we only met yesterday, so hasn't exactly been a while. Anyway, I wanted to buy some muffins for lunch," said Naruto as they walked to the counter. "Coming right up, Naru. You know, I'm sure if you met my friend you would get as she also likes muffins," said Pinkie as she packs the muffins into a paper bag. "Really? Who is this friend of yours, as I would like to meet her," said Naruto, who received the bag and placed some bits on the counter. "Her name is Derpy Hooves. She is a Pegasus who works as a delivery mare and often hangs out with Rainbow Dash, and she absolutely loves muffins," said Pinkie Pie. "Alright then, one of these days, I will follow you to meet this friend of yours. See you later, Pink," said Naruto as he waved goodbye to the pink mare before leaving the shop and going on his merry way. Along the way, he heard some pony calling his name and turned to see Rainbow Dash flying towards him. "Yo Naruto, how's it going with you and Scootaloo?" said Rainbow Dash as she landed next to the blonde stallion. "Hey Dash, everything is fine with Scoots and I'm busy keeping her and the others out of trouble as they search for their cutie marks, but it's never a dull moment with them. Anyway, Pinks told me that you are friends with a pony by the name Derpy," said Naruto with a smile as he walked along with the tomboyish mare. "Oh, I know her very, I sometimes help out with her delivery. She is a bit clumsy and tends to crash into ponies whenever she flies," said Rainbow Dash while laughing. "You can't laugh at her as you also tend to crash into ponies too, with me being your favorite landing cushion," said Naruto with smirk, to which Rainbow blushed with embarrassment. "Well, at least my crashes are lower in number than hers. Anyway, I'll catch you later for our daily challenges," said Rainbow Dash, waving goodbye before flying to the clouds to perform her duties. Well, I'd better take a walk around before heading to the park to relax and then pick up Scootaloo at AJ's place, said Naruto before trotting away to the neighborhood. As he was walking through the street when he felt something close to him, it was a feeling of distress. Ever since the battle with Nightmare Moon, Naruto noticed that he had the ability to sense the emotions of ponies around, such as anger, sadness, joy and others, but he learning how to use it by meditating, but sometimes the ability triggers without warning. Feeling curious, Naruto went in the direction of the source of the emotion to see if he could help the pony out. After tracing the source, Naruto came upon who was emitting the emotion, which was a young filly who was sitting on the ground crying, to which he called out. "Hello young one, why are you crying?" 10 minutes earlier. Dinky was walking with her mother, all the while talking about school and other things, when she met with one of her mother's friends. "Hello Rainbow Dash, how are things going for you?" said the grey mare. "Hey Derpy, is today your day off?" said Rainbow Dash as she landed on the ground. "Yeah, so I thought that I should spend the day with Dinky and we are just on our way to the Sugar Cube corner to buy some muffins," said the newly named Derpy. "Okay then, oh I almost forgot to introduce to a friend of mine, he is a unicorn who goes by the name Naruto, and I'm sure you like as he also likes to eat muffins just like you," said Rainbow Dash. "Really? I hope to meet this pony soon, as I've heard of a stallion from the post office that he comes around to help out with the deliveries. Most of the workers say that he is one of the fastest ponies in Ponyville," said Derpy. "Well, he has to be the fastest since he is my friend and rival. He even been helping me out with my tricks, as well as teaching me some new ones. I sure that when the Wanderbolts show up, they might have the both of us join them," said Rainbow with a smile, proud of the blonde stallion. "But I thought he is unicorn, so how can he join the Wanderbolts?" asked Derpy, who was confused. "Let's just say that he is a special pony," said Rainbow Dash. "Okay then, I have to get going, so I'll see you later. Come on Dinky, let's," said Derpy, turning to her daughter, only to see that she is gone. "Where did she go? She was right next to me." She began calling out for her only to receive no reply. "Let's search from the sky, she can't have gone too far," said Rainbow Dash. The two Pegasus took to the air to begin their search. What they didn't know was that when they were talking, Dinky was distracted by a butterfly and chased after it in order to catch it. She kept following it through the town until she lost sight of it, much to her disappointment. "Oh well, I guess I'd better get back to mom." She tried to go back the way but kept taking the wrong way, which resulted in getting more lost. She tried to look for a familiar face, but to no avail, adding more to her distress, adding hunger to her problems made her break down and cry. Dinky kept crying until she felt a shadow over and heard a gentle voice call out to her. "Hello young one, why are you crying?" said the voice. She looked up to see a male unicorn with an orange coat and spiky blonde mane and a foxy tail, and she also noticed the whisker marks on his face, which piqued her curiosity if they are real. She didn't know this stallion, but felt that she could trust him. Back to present time. The filly looked up to Naruto without talking, making him feel shy, so decided to draw her attention to why she was crying. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I moved to Ponyville a couple of weeks ago. What's your name little one?" said Naruto, giving the filly a foxy grin which calmed her down and made her smile as well. "My name is Dinky Doo, and it's nice to meet you Mr. Naruto," said Dinky Doo. "I have heard of that name from mom's friend, this could be him, he looks nice, and those whisker marks remind me of a fox." "Please call me Naruto, being called Mr. makes me feel old and distant," said Naruto with a smile. "Okay, well the reason I was crying is because I got lost from my mom. My mom and I were on out for a walk since it's my mom's day off when we met a friend of hers. They were talking and I chased after a butterfly and ended up getting lost. A growl came from her stomach, causing her to blush, and I'm hungry too." Naruto chuckled softly before coming to eye level with the filly. "Well, I can help you on both cases. I can help you find your and I can get some food into that stomach of yours," said Naruto with a gentle smile. "Really? Thank you Naruto," said Dinky happily. "I can tell that you look tired, so how about you climb onto my back and then we head to the park as I've packed lunch and it should be enough for the both of us," said Naruto as he crouched down for Dinky as she climbed up to his back. "Wow, his back is firm and warm, it makes me feel protected," thought Dinky as she made herself comfortable. With that, the duo went towards the park have a picnic. Meanwhile, Derpy and Rainbow Dash were still flying over the town looking for the missing filly, but to no avail, and Derpy is getting more worried. "We've been all over the place and still no sign of Dinky. Maybe we should get help from Naruto," said Rainbow Dash. "Why is that?" asked Derpy. "He recently told me that he could sense the emotions of the ponies around him, so if we can get him to sense the emotions of Dinky, then we should be able to find her," said Rainbow Dash. "Then where can we find him?" asked Derpy, already desperate look for the pony who could help find her daughter. "Well, he should be at the park as it's where he likes to meditate, so let's head over there," said Rainbow Dash. Then the two mares flew over to the park. Back with the blonde stallion, he was currently enjoying his picnic with Dinky, who was happily eating a sandwich that he made. Wow Naruto, all of your food tastes delicious, I'm sure that mom would like to eat your cooking, said Dinky after she had finished eating. Thank you Dinky, how about some music before we go and look for your mom? Said Naruto bringing out his ocarina. After receiving a nod from the young filly he began to play with his chakra arms, Akami Ost Shinshu Fields. As Naruto played his ocarina, the song was heard throughout the town, giving everyone the feeling of calmness and serenity, which even calmed Derpy as she approached the park. He was the one who played that song that day, thought Dinky as she closed her eyes and listened to the sound the music. After a bit of playing the music, Naruto stopped playing much to her disappointment as she wanted to listen to and told just that. I would like to continue to play, but don't forget that we need to find your mother first, said Naruto, to which Dinky consented. They were about to start packing the food when two Pegasus landed before them to which they were familiar with. Mom! Shouted Dinky as she ran to embrace the grey Pegasus which Naruto assumed is her mother. Dinky, I was so worried about you. Said Derpy, then she turned to the blonde stallion. My name is Derpy Hooves and thank you for finding my daughter. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and you're welcome, I'm sure any pony would have done the same thing in my place. I believe Dash led you here so that I could help you search her, right? Said Naruto with a foxy grin which led to both mares to blush. Of course, you are the pony for the job, which was why I brought her to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, said Rainbow Dash, who took off for her home. Since that's case, let me pack up, then I'll escort you to your home, said Naruto. I appreciate the gesture, said Derpy. Then the three ponies walked home with Dinky riding on his, saying that she finds it comfy. After seeing them home, Naruto turned to leave when Derpy called out to him. I would like to thank you again for what you did and I hope to see you again. Of course, I'll invite you and Dinky to my place for lunch, she wants you to try my cooking. Anyway, I'll see you around, said Naruto waving goodbye before trotting to Applejack's home to pick up Scootaloo. Later that night as Derpy tucked Dinky to bed, she listened to how her daughter spent her day with the blonde stallion. It seems like you really like him. Yeah, he's very nice and likes to joke a lot and he was the one who played the song that day. I hope to see him again with you and Sparkler. He also gives me the feeling of having a father, which makes me want to spend more time around him, said Dinky. That would be nice for all of us, good night and I'll see you in the morning, said Derpy, kissing her daughter before leaving the bedroom to her own. As she lay down to sleep, her thoughts strayed to the blonde stallion and thought he's an interesting pony, I hope to meet him again as well, then she went to sleep. Meanwhile at the Uzumaki mansion, as Naruto was about to sleep his thoughts also strayed to the grey mare and the filly and thought I hope to meet them again as it's fun to be with Dinky and I want to get to know Derpy a bit more, then he went to sleep as well. What if Naruto adopts Scootaloo in My Little Pony? End here and thanks for watching my video till the end.